In 3, 2,
Got it, bitch.
1. Yo, everyone, you're listening to Filmmaker Mike and the boys. Joining me for this episode is Sequestered Jester,
Hey, everybody.
Kuya,
Hey, everybody.
and Pinhead. And joining us for this episode is Brad.
Hello.
Welcome back. Alrighty, so we're kicking things off with discussing a lot of things actually happened this week as far as entertainment. We had the season or series finale. It's not determined yet of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then we also had episode 6 of The Boys, and then we also had the Umbrella Academy season 3 drop. Not just one episode or 3, the whole damn season. And I was scrolling through Facebook, and sure enough, someone posted a meme spoiler, and I'm like, really? Come on. Like, it's not like I was actively looking for spoilers, but anyway, it's not that big a spoiler, I guess. No, I'm not. And I'm actually taking my time with Umbrella Academy. I'm going to take my time with it this week, but I'll get more into it later on. And then what else did we have? We have, of course, in the movie theaters, we have Elvis, the Elvis Presley movie, and more on that with the box office updates, and we'll discuss who the king of the box office weekend is. Alrighty, so and Pinhead and I were talking about it, and surprisingly, the victor is the savior of the future of the industry himself.
Oh, he still won? Dang.
Number 1, I guess we'll jump to it right now. Number 1 at the box office is Top Gun. It was already knocked off the top 1 spot a few weeks ago with Jurassic World Dominion, but it won by 1 million. So it's around 31 million for Top Gun Maverick, and 30 million for Elvis. And then the third box office spot went to, let me just get it real quick. Martin Scorsese, as I've shared in the memes or the GIFs, is really happy right now because True Cinema has won this weekend. It's not a comic book movie. It's a sequel though, but hey, it's still cinema. So yeah, this is from Variety.com. Top Gun Maverick soars past $1 billion, overtakes Doctor Strange 2 as the highest grossing movie of the year globally. So, yeah, for this weekend, that's the 1 billion, that hitting the 1 billion mark. Doctor Strange was around 900 plus million. So let me look for the actual, and I'm sure by tomorrow, Monday morning, we will get a new adjusted result because they always get adjusted by the next morning. But either way, that's a pretty big feat because, again, we're going into the upcoming 4th of July weekend. And a lot of people will also, I'm sure, get to watch it. So let's see here. Maverick has now reached 521 million domestically and has also crossed the coveted 1 billion mark at the global box office. It's become the highest grossing movie in 2022. And the first film to pass 1 billion since Spider-Man No Way Home, which earned 1.9 billion last year. And then on the other hand, Elvis raked in another 20 million, but that's from international. I don't know why is it showing me the international. Can we just get the number 3 went to Jurassic World, which got 26.4 million domestically. The Black Phone debuted this weekend, and that took 4th place with 23.3 million. But that's not bad because
we could give it this. Oh no!
Because it did cost 18 million to produce.
That's enough for him to give it a sequel, and I hope the fuck it does not happen.
Well,
and we'll discuss that in the review, but that's enough.
And then Lightyear was top 5 with 17.7 million.
God, man.
So yeah,
For a
there you go.
Pixar movie,
There you go.
this is getting sad because I expect that kind of money out of the Black Phone, and it'll make more money next weekend regardless. So it'll be in the area where it can get a greenlit sequel. We'll talk about that in the review. But the fact that a Pixar movie based around Buzz Lightyear is taking such a fucking beating at the box office is blowing my mind. That's all.
Have any of you guys watched it?
No,
No.
not yet.
No.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I went and saw it last weekend.
What'd you think?
It was okay. I mean, it was a passable time at the movies. I didn't think there was anything like too horrible or too great about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Kino
what,
did the score, so that was pretty cool.
who did?
Who?
Michael Giacchino, he did the
Okay,
score.
okay. Yeah, that's what I've also been hearing about it, and the general reaction from Lightyear is that it's
Mid.
not. But this is in the Toy Story universe. Lightyear is the movie that Andy saw that made him go crazy about Buzz Lightyear in that first Toy Story movie. So, which is interesting. I still want to see it. I still want to check it out.
I'd say it's worth watching if you like Buzz Lightyear.
Right. Okay. Cool.
I'll wait till
That's
Disney
it.
Plus.
Me too. I like
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear.
That's
Yeah.
honestly probably my recommendation. Just
Yeah,
wait.
Disney Plus. Cool.
Yeah, sure.
And I
sure.
guess a lot of families also with the panini, the pandemic having been going on for the past couple years, have gotten used to watching Pixar movies on Disney Plus. So a lot of them, and I mean, with the prices and inflation going up, I don't see it that much. I haven't at least noticed it in the movie theaters. It's not like they bumped up their tickets more than usual. But
Oh,
with
they bumped up the food, didn't they?
well, let me tell you about Cinemark Movie Club. This is not an ad, but
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends
sure
on
should
where
be.
you go and what you got.
so
'Cause
so
that's not necessarily so.
with Cinemark Movie Club, I signed up last year. They gave me an email and they said, "Hey, if you sign up now, we'll give you 1 month free." And I'm like, "Okay, that's not bad." So Cinemark Movie Club is $9.99 a month. You get one movie ticket a month. If you buy it, like let's say if I'm gonna go on the movie date with the wife and buy an extra ticket, I'll just pay $9.99 for that extra movie ticket. And then if we buy snacks, you get 20% off. Now, if you hit the fucking ad, Cinemark, you better tag Cinemark and edit this shit. It'll be like, hey, we've been pumping your shit. So they actually posted, the more you see, of course, the more you see movies with the Cinemark Movie Club, you can earn Movie Club Platinum. And when you hit Platinum, you can get 25% off concessions, and then there's other bonus stuff with it. But so when we watched Top Gun Maverick, was it last week? Was it just last week? Goodness gracious. Yeah. So when you watched Top Gun Maverick, we just wanted to get a small buttered popcorn. And then the guy at the concession stand said, "We don't have any small medium. We only have large." I'm like, okay, I guess.
That's your regular, then, you dunce.
So we get the large, and then we usually just get one drink. But since I wanted a Coke, the wife just wanted like nothing carbonated. So we actually got two separate drinks. When I paid for it, it came up to $15, which when you do the math, it's not bad. It's like $5 for each item. $5 for $10 for two large drinks, $5 for a large popcorn. That's with the 20% off discount with Cinemark Movie Club. So that's just an example, but it's not bad. I mean, you're still saving 20% every time. So yeah, check it out. And I hope Cinemark sponsors us. Gotta edit this shit and make it somehow like gotta tag them. Like, come on. But yeah, so yeah, I definitely want to check out Lightyear. I still want to see Jurassic World Dominion as well. Have you seen that one, Brad?
I have not. I other than the first Jurassic Park, that series is really just
Yeah.
Jurassic World. The first one that they did, I thought was okay, passable time, but that second one they did was so bad, and I heard this one's even worse. So
So
I-
I heard in this new movie there's a scene where Chris Pratt himself, spoilers, Chris Pratt himself has to convince a dinosaur, Blue, the raptor that they introduced in this series, that he's gonna save her baby or babies. And then one of the characters says, did he just convince a dinosaur that he's gonna save her baby? And then someone even says, yeah, I think so. I think that just happened. So hearing that, I'm just like, oh shit, I gotta see this now. And if that shit actually happens in the movie, I'm gonna fucking laugh my ass off.
a friend who's obsessed with that series, and he even said this one is bottom of the barrel. So
And that's the sad part, because they brought back legacy characters. We got Sam Neill, Jeff, I almost said Ian Goldblum, Jeff Goldblum, and what's her name? Admiral Holdo herself. Oh my goodness.
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern, thank you. Admiral Holdo my beer. I can't believe, yeah, with that, someone even made a meme comparing episode 9 and then Jurassic World Dominion, and I forgot what other movie, but they pretty much brought back nostalgia with, with certain characters, certain things.
Halloween Kills.
Maybe it was that. I
just to
can't
fuck it all
remember.
up.
But the fact that this is supposedly the last movie in this series, I'm definitely not seeing or hearing much. Like I'm seeing a lot of people, and there's even a meme of people with the Thanos meme saying, perhaps I treated you too harshly, with the poster of episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Because if you guys remember, the original one of the guy who was supposed to direct episode 9 before J.J. Abrams, before Kathleen Kennedy pulled the last, what she thought, Hail Mary, save this franchise, it was supposed to be Colin Trevorrow, who also directed this last Jurassic World. And I guess we would have gotten a Colin Trevorrow Jurassic. We would have gotten a Colin Trevorrow episode 9 had he not been replaced, because the script is out there, the storyboards have leaked of what that episode 9 would have been, and a lot of people at first were like saying, hey, that might have been better than what we got.
I actually looked at all of that too, and the ideas, some of them were really pretty good.
Yeah, some of the ideas were definitely fascinating and interesting. I'm curious though as why they would have allowed that to leak, because that's Disney you would have thought that Disney would say, no, can do. You can't leak that shit out there, because that looks bad on Disney.
And also with the legacy characters, like you were talking about, they also did that shit with Terminator Dark Fate, and
there you go.
That was a treat at the box office.
But we've had this discussion
triple copper.
Of all the movie franchises that's out there. Terminator is the one that's like the one that gets the pass all the time, because
we can keep going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. We just need to stop it unless we know for a fact that he's going to get over his obsession with underwater shit, and he's not, and we get James Cameron to do one final film. It's never going to happen, because he's obsessed with deep sea diving in more ways than one. So we're not going to get that. So let's just let the Terminator rest.
Yep. All righty. So now we're going to dive into Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 6.
Oh, another legacy character. Nice.
Another that
here.
Disney has said, not Disney, but Kathleen Kennedy has said they're going to leave the Skywalker saga alone.
Mhm.
Yet it's pretty evident here that we're still very much in the Skywalker saga, but maybe after this, perhaps. So Part 6, 51 minutes. But when I actually was looking at the time when the episode actually starts, it's around 47, 46 minutes. I'm actually curious to see if someone does the math on this and actually just taking the actual runtimes of the episodes without the intro, without the 8-10 minutes of credits
or recaps.
I think we're still getting over a 2-hour movie. which is cool. And I'd love to actually. I hope that they would just on Disney Plus, they would make a feature where you could just watch it as one big movie without the recaps and the intros in between, and just like making basically a seamless cut of all 6 episodes into one big movie.
They'll
But of
probably do that on the 4K Blu-ray they sell.
Yeah, eventually, if ever, right? If ever, we'll see. So yeah, finally got part 6 of, it says on the top here, season 1. So that's really interesting. But yeah, the episode starts off, we're back on Tatooine, and of course Reva is already right there. I don't know what ship she took. She must have had some access to a ship that was really fast. A lot of people are saying, how did she get there so fast?
Not armor.
I guess. But overall, I really like what they did with Reva's arc. It made sense at the end. Why are you laughing, Kuya? What's so funny? What's so funny with Reva's arc?
I mean, I just fucking called it like at the second episode of our discussions, and I said, "Oh, there's gonna be a redemption arc," and then and pretty much everybody's like, "Nah, it's not gonna be a redemption arc. It's about Obi-Wan and Darth Vader." Blah 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 blah. So,
and that's fine, and it makes sense, because I think if she went all the way if she would just end up becoming like Darth Vader, then what's kind of the point? If she ends up becoming just like Vader.
no, I like the fact that she stayed in the middle, Mike.
I don't know about that. Enough with this great.
Hey, I never said anything about that. I said middle.
Well, I know what you're getting at. Yeah. But yeah, overall, I really liked her arc and what they did with her arc. Seeing it made sense as to what she did. I wish it would have been a little bit clearer at the beginning. Perhaps if we got a backstory of her, it could easily be edited, in 5 minutes of just a montage of her, And I'm really curious to see now if we're even going to get a Vader spinoff, how the Inquisitors are recruited, how they end up joining, whether it's by force or by choice or what. I think there's a really fascinating story there to tell. I thought it was interesting because in the last episode, of course, we finally got some John Williams music. In the chase, right at the beginning, when Vader and his Star Destroyer is chasing Obi-Wan and the Path rebels, or the Path supporters, they're basically you can hear that music from Empire when the Empire is chasing the Millennium Falcon, right? Did you guys hear that?
I love that. I love that whole scene. The classic Star Destroyer coming up. That was like, damn, bro, here's where the budget of the show went. Just immediately.
Right. And the Star Destroyer looked really good. It looked just like it did in the original trilogy films. And I was like, that's where all the budget went. They won't spend a dime on Hayden Christensen de-aging. And they were just like, put some makeup on him. The fans won't care. It's Hayden Christensen. He's back. They're just going to love it. Like, either way.
One thing real quick, gentlemen. I should have done this earlier, but we have to do this.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Continue.
There you go. Alrighty. And then I thought it was interesting that Roken, well, what's his name? Ice Cube Jr. he did tease that the racist fans are not gonna like his character, and I thought he was gonna do something big. And I was like, where is it? What you gonna do, boy? I'm waiting for you.
Maybe he's Roken, aka Quinlan Boss.
Oh god.
Well,
with the new haircut. You know what I mean?
Well, the speculation is, and I hope this is true. I hope he ends up there. And it almost seems like they're teasing it when Obi-Wan says, "You're a good leader." There's few leaders. You're a good one. You shouldn't stop. I hope that we end up seeing him in Andor somehow, because that would make sense if he was still active, because Andor is happening, I think, around 8 years before A New Hope.
Mike, wasn't there like a rebel type of show after or like what next year or something like that? Wasn't there like a rebel fleet or something like that? There's like
Is
Rogue
that-
Squadron. Is it Rogue Squadron? No.
No, Rogue Squadron is a movie.
Is he thinking of Skeleton Crew? Not that one.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Skeleton Crew.
I don't know, but like there was like the thing that I heard, like there was gonna be like something about the rebellion, but like it's gonna be led by it was the one that was Gina Carano's baby, but before
The New Republic. Marshall, is it Marshals of the New Republic? No, not Marshals.
but I mean anyways, I think he would, I mean his character would fit in any of like like you said, Andor.
Rangers.
He might be there, or again he could be Quinlan Voss in disguise.
Rangers of the New Republic.
Yeah, there you go.
That was the plan, but when all those things happened with Gina Carano, they scrapped it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, because we didn't hear any updates on that, they essentially scrapped that idea, and they're moving forward with other things. And I'm assuming those other things have now evolved into something else, because as we know in the Star Wars universe, nothing is ever really thrown away. If that, we will see it somehow in some other form or shape much later. But yeah, I also really like that scene where Obi-Wan is telling everyone that he needs to go, he needs to sacrifice himself. And at this point, he's essentially ready to die. Like, he doesn't even know if he's going to live. But he tells everyone that, you are all the future. And this is, all of you have given up and sacrificed for the Jedi for over 10 years. This is my turn to return. This is my time to return the favor. I thought that was really interesting that he was saying those things. And then, of course, Leia not wanting him to go because he promised her that he would take her home. And then we also get Owen and Beru. This is actually enlightened the characters of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, because for the longest time, everyone has made jokes about them just dying on Tatooine and burning there. But, now there's speculation that, hey, they probably would have went down with the fight. But of course, they got overpowered. But hey, you give Aunt Beru some prep time and Uncle Owen, they can go against an injury.
So on Beru's like fucking Batman now. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying, hey,
given prep time, she can handle stuff.
It also shows how much they care for Luke, because he's essentially their son. When
it showed me, because like I thought like in episode 4, I thought Uncle Owen was kind of a dickhead, and then the first few episodes of this one, like, yeah, fucking Uncle Owen is a dickhead. I didn't like him. But then, like, at this episode, he's like, oh, I'm actually protecting this boy that I say that I don't like, but I actually love in actuality. So it's kind of nice just to see that kind of thing,
right.
And I don't know if you noticed it, like the actor that played Uncle Owen in episode 4, he had like a limp. It showed on this episode, like when Owen fell, he actually hit his leg pretty hard. So from that point on, the Uncle Owen actor was actually limping.
I didn't notice that. Interesting.
Yeah. What's the actor's name?
Joel Edgerton.
Joel Edgerton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah. But of course, my favorite part and the biggest moment for me was as Kathleen Kennedy called it, the rematch of the century. And I think it delivered. I loved it. Like, as soon as Obi-Wan went to that planet, and Vader followed him in the shuttle, and Vader was given a chance. Even the Grand Inquisitor said, like, this is a chance for us to eradicate, this group and finally obliterate, their operation. And Vader, of course, Vader being emotional, and Obi-Wan knew Vader would follow him. So as soon as Obi-Wan ejects in that the emergency, the spacecraft, the smaller craft, Vader has him follow Obi-Wan, and Vader takes a shuttle by himself I was hoping we would have seen, but then it wouldn't make sense for Vader to be in his own TIE fighter or in another ship. A shuttle would do. So Vader follows him, and when they have the rematch, like, holy shit, I was really excited. And I was amazed because, of course, Vader finally got, for a second there, Vader had the high ground. He made his own high ground. And then when I love the part when Obi-Wan is under, of course, a rubble, and it makes you think, like, you know, Obi-Wan is defeated. But then when you see him, he's actually holding the Force. He's holding off all the rocks with the Force. Something definitely not new. We've seen it before in the Clone Wars micro series. At least I've seen it there, done there. And then, of course,
Luminara.
Yeah, with Luminara Unduli. So when Obi-Wan, and then you see what's going in Obi-Wan's head and what he's thinking about, and we get audio flashbacks of Anakin and Vader on their duel on Mustafar, and then he gets flashbacks of Leia, and that he's charged to protect her, and of course Luke, and then but Leia is the one because, and actually, you know, I'll say this to the people who didn't like Leia or her character, whether you like it or not, Leia in this series is very vital to getting Obi-Wan back to being Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know, her whole story is part of that. I thought that was great. So when he finally pushes off the rocks and he gets to Vader, and then I love it because Vader is walking back to his shuttle. He's almost there, but then he feels something. And then as soon as he turns around, you hear the lightsaber activate, and it's Obi-Wan, and they're dueling. I love how Vader is also dueling in this. He's very ferocious. He's moving really fast. Unlike when he was toying with Reva, he was taking his time. He was moving slow. He was even using the Force. But of course, with his old master, he can't underestimate him anymore. He has to go. He actually has to move fast. I read it somewhere in a book that Vader's dueling style, actually, he has to protect his center because that's where his breathing, his life support systems are. He has to support that. But of course, towards the, as soon as Obi-Wan gets Vader, I thought, made his own high ground, and then Obi-Wan made the ground high. And then he fucking started throwing it at Vader.
Oh my God.
And I thought it was a great callback
Hey,
to the Last
so
Jedi.
I thought like the Force isn't about like lifting rocks and shit.
Well, it is.
Okay.
If you watch The Last Jedi, it's not just about lifting. It's all about lifting rocks and throwing them at your
No,
enemy.
but you know, but the greatest of all time, Luke Skywalker said it's not about lifting rocks. But I guess you know,
Luke
if it's Obi-Wan, it's
Skywalker-
okay.
Luke Skywalker was a wee little boy. He did not see this fight.
Gotcha.
He did not see his father and his Uncle Obi-Wan fight like this. So I thought it was awesome. And then once Obi-Wan was gaining the upper hand and actually beating Vader, and that moment when he breaks his helmet, like, holy shit, that's what I was really waiting for. My favorite episode, one of my favorite episodes of Star Wars Rebels, actually my absolute favorite, is Twilight of the Apprentice Part 2. And that's where you have a massive lightsaber duel with Ahsoka, with Kanan, with Ezra and Darth Maul, and the Inquisitors with the flying lightsaber helicopter blades. And then, of course, Vader. And that's where Ahsoka confronts Vader. And it was really interesting because in that episode in Rebels, Ahsoka breaks Vader's, was it left side or right side of the helmet?
Right side. Ahsoka breaks the left side, yeah.
Yeah. And then Obi-Wan breaks the other side. And it's Luke Skywalker, his only son, of course, is the one that gets him to remove his helmet completely, which I thought was like fascinating, and really I thought it was great. And as George Lucas said, Star Wars is like poetry; it all rhymes. So I love that part. Why are you laughing? This is directly from George Lucas. Why are you laughing, Kuya? You're laughing at George Lucas' words.
No. I'm just laughing at like, oh, poetry is so beautiful. But then everybody fucking hated the last lines of the Skywalker saga.
Oh, well, Reva should have said here, I'm Reva Kenobi.
No. I know.
Or Reva Skywalker. just to piss everyone off. Oh man, that would have been.
Oh man, but
Or
yeah,
she could have said, "I'm Riva Lars."
I'm Riva
Uncle Owen
Lars.
would have been like, "The fuck." But yeah, the dialogue that happens next with, and we're seeing part of Anakin in there, and I love the changing of the voice.
You
It's
can
switches
hear a little bit
between-
of Hayden Christensen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even at a certain part in the duel before the helmet breaks, when I hear Vader screaming, I almost hear Anakin actually. And then maybe that's just me, but I've seen the episode twice. I'll probably watch it again after this podcast. I'll watch that part again. But it's just fantastic work. And the fact that the lighting is great because we're seeing the light between their lightsabers, of course, the light source was coming from their lightsabers. You're seeing blue on Obi-Wan. You're seeing a little bit of blue, and then it switches to red on Vader. And I think and when Obi-Wan apologizes, and Anakin says, "I am not your failure, Obi-Wan."
You didn't kill Anakin.
You didn't kill Anakin. I did. And when he says "I did," he even has a smile on his face.
Yep.
And I think the color on his eyes also. I think it also turned. Does it turn Sith eyes? Did you guys notice
No,
that?
his eyes was already the Sith red or the Sith.
It was already
Yeah.
the Sith red, and I thought it was like, holy shit, fantastic detail, amazing. And then of course, when he screams Obi-Wan, and they thought it was interesting. Obi-Wan calls him the last time he calls him and says, "Darth, my friend is truly dead. Goodbye, Darth," because in A New Hope, that's what he calls him. So I thought it was fascinating.
Hello, Darth.
Really
There
great
you go,
episode.
Matt.
And then you have the wrapping up of Leia, and then of course Obi-Wan now, who's very much back in tune with the Force, feeling that Luke is in trouble because in the last episode when Reva finds the hologram, the transmission, he can sense that there's something wrong, but he can't pinpoint what exactly it is, right? But in this episode, when Luke now is in danger from Reva, because Reva's chasing him, he can clearly tell that Luke is in danger. And so he immediately jumps to lightspeed and heads over to Tatooine. So I thought that was great as well, because now you're seeing Obi-Wan completely being in tune with the Force over the story and his arc. And then you have the wrapping up with Obi-Wan and Bail Organa and Briha. And then I thought it was really nice that he also gave her a holster. He gave little Leia a holster. And then she says it's empty. And he's like, "I'm not going to give a 10-year-old does he say 10-year-old?
Yeah,
He said
10-year-old
yeah.
blaster. Yeah.
I'm not giving a 10-year-old a blaster." But I thought
That's
it was
that's
great.
what's her name's holster, right?
Padme.
It's, Talas. No,
Was
that
it
was Talas.
Talas? Oh yeah,
'cause
yeah.
They had the little notches.
Right. It was Talas. Yeah. That's right. And then Leia now dressing herself, I thought was really interesting because now she doesn't need help. Like she doesn't want any of that,
She's not the princess anymore. She
Right.
She
She
wants
may
to
be a
leader.
princess, but she doesn't really care much of that royalty. She wants to get shit done. It's like she
Yeah.
wants to do it on her own. And that's always been Princess Leia. So that was great. And then the last dialogue of her with Obi-Wan was fantastic with the Princess Leia theme in the background was absolutely beautiful. And then Obi-Wan telling her that I never really told you about your parents, but basically telling her like the qualities of her mother and the qualities of her father. I thought was a beautiful, without having to say too much.
Her father hated sand.
Was a beautiful time. Yeah. And you also have a twin brother, but we're not gonna let you know that right now.
You might end up kissing him.
You gotta kiss him first. You gotta kiss your brother first.
The almighty plot save right
You
there.
won't find that out till 3 movies later, 2.5 movies later.
Oh my gosh.
Much later. And then of course everyone finally got the hello there that everyone was waiting for, and it was perfectly used right with Luke Skywalker. I love that part where he said goodbye to his cave that he was living in for 10 years, and then when he visits Owen one last time, and Owen says, "I thought you were going to stay away," and he says, I'm going to stay away. Luke just needs to be a boy. The future will take care of itself, and he just needs you. And then Owen actually tells him, "Would you like to meet him?" I thought that was a great touch. And then, of course, from Luke's perspective, here's this seemingly interesting guy who just, Santa Claus basically gave him his T16 Skyhopper toy.
Random stranger giving me toys.
Yeah. Well, there's parental supervision, so that's okay.
Yeah.
And then the hello there I thought was perfectly used. And then he's traveling the desert, and sure enough, we get Master Qui-Gon Jinn as a Jedi spirit. I would have preferred more dialogue, but I thought, you know what? That's still a great way to end it, because whether or not they do decide to do a season 2, or I would prefer, like I said in the group chat, I would prefer a Vader spin-off series, because I believe there's so much more story to tell with Vader in between these times. And you can still jump in that Vader spin-off series and show a little bit and catching up with Obi, because I think we're good. We don't need to see Obi-Wan and Vader fight again. That's it, right? That's it. They already did that well. That's it. I don't think they need to see each other again. But like the Mandalorian, or like the Book of Boba Fett, we can actually have. We don't need to maybe have a whole episode, but if they do, hey, I'm all for it. Of Obi-Wan on some adventure or something, or we're just catching up with Obi-Wan and he's actually talking to Qui-Gon.
Yeah, they're having a ghost call, and all of a sudden Vader's like, Master Qui-Gon.
Yeah. Oh, and also
hold on, Obi-Wan. Let me go ahead and take this other call.
Before I forget, we also get the Emperor himself right back in Vader's castle, because Palpatine, of course, and I was thinking, we can't. It'd be kind of impossible not to show the Emperor after, and of course it happens right after the confrontation. And I thought that was great as well. Brad, you were saying something?
Oh, I just said that was sick.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I like that side remark that the Emperor said to Vader. He's like, "Man, you're so obsessed with your old master. What's up with that?"
Right,
he's
and
like,
that's why
You could like visibly see him like sit down, like.
he's like, "I'm fine now."
Yeah.
Fuck
Right.
you, Emperor.
Yeah, because he tells Palpatine we've sent probes everywhere. As soon as we find them, we'll get them. I'm
He's
like,
like,
well, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, you seem kind of obsessed here. Hello. Yeah. Remember
Right.
Padme? You killed Padme. Hello.
And see, that's the one thing I thought I was hoping that we would hear a mention of, whether it was from Vader or Obi-Wan mentioning Padme. Because if Obi-Wan just mentioned Padme, that would have pissed him off even more. That would have pissed off Vader even more.
Because before the fight, and he saw Obi-Wan going down from the ship, or coming down from the ship where Padme was. He thought something, or I'm sure Anakin thought something was up already. He's like, oh no, he didn't come with me, and yeah, sure. So
Right.
I'm just off on like going to this one planet, and now you're like, all of his his mindset is not clear at that time. So he's probably like thinking like, oh, they fucking or something. I don't know.
Well, he just says you turned her against me, and that's why Obi-Wan says your lust for power has already done that. Oh, and when Obi-Wan also says, when Vader says, then you will die, Obi-Wan says, I will do what I must. And he does that pose that he's done before.
It's the pose for his way of fighting.
It's the pose for fucking up bitches. That's what.
No, form 3, I think.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, but anyway, I loved it. If we don't get a season 2, I'm totally fine. I would prefer a Vader spin-off series. Let's get more Vader and more story there. There's so much more story to tell. And that's it. That's it for me. What did you guys think? Jester.
I think as an overall series, I thought it was okay. This episode had, I want to say, the best dialogue as far as I'm concerned between Obi-Wan and Vader. That was probably the best. Just how they delivered everything, and I thought their fight was very good. But I don't know, man. I struggled so bad with Reva staying alive after being stabbed, and then doing her little arc. Like I liked the character to the point where she got stabbed, and if she had died, it would have made a lot more sense to me as a viewer, like, okay, this character was necessary because it brought the plot to where it is now. She's dead now. She tried, she failed against Vader, she's gone. But then like they had to do this thing where while it almost felt like that they had to have something else while Vader and Obi-Wan were fighting. So like, oh, let's have Reva like teleport to Tatooine and harass Luke a little bit, and then she could be a good guy at the end. Like, I don't know, it just seems so forced and unnecessary. Just really bad writing as far as I'm concerned on that one. Some good did come out of that. I liked seeing Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen's relationship together. Because while Owen is so hard and like rough, you have Beru that's like the total opposite. So I don't know, but then she was pretty tough there. I mean, she said she was going to stand her ground in her house, and I liked all that was going on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been struggling with Water Cookie Jr. for like Ice Cube's son, just because like I feel like the writing they gave that guy was so bad. And I don't know, because I watched him in Den of Thieves and he was great in Den of Thieves, and then in this it's just bad. And I'm not even going to blame him, I'm going to blame the writing, because I mean in that one episode, where he's like, I'm not going to help you, Obi-Wan, and then flip-flops instantly and just says, all right, I'll help you, whatever you need. So it was just like, it was so weird. And then the show just had this weird thing with characters that we didn't really get to know. They killed off in a super dramatic way, and then at the end of it we're like, well, who cares? Whatever.
Wade.
So, yeah, Wade, like, I don't know, it's so drawn out for no reason. Like, obviously one of them, whatever. It was just dumb. So stuff like that, I just felt it just fell flat. Like, I understand what they were going for, but it didn't come across appropriately enough to where I, as an audience member, cared. So I don't know. I was all over the place. This series felt like the Book of Boba for me, where it was like you had really high highs and then really low lows, and it was tough. I mean, I'm super thankful they got Vader right to the point. I mean, just perfect. They did everything the best I wanted to see. I honestly hope that we don't get a sequel for this show. I mean, I understand that there's more possibility now, but from them talking about not having plans to do a season 2, and then their big reaction over the highest viewer rating they've had for a Star Wars show, just I'm sorry, but I just don't think anything really good comes from greed. So like, please, I'd rather just not have one at all. Just like Mike was saying, move on. Let's get a Vader series. Let's do more with Andor. Let's do all this other stuff. Let Obi-Wan rest. But I know that they're probably not going to, because money rules all. And so I don't know. Obi-Wan was all right. Give it a 6 out of 10. There was definitely some things I really liked. I feel like they hit all the appropriate plot points correctly. Like, they did everything right. But then everything sprinkled in between just felt so sloppy. They just threw it in there. And it was like, well, there you go. And we just kind of had to deal with it. So I'll pass it along to Kuya.
It's really difficult having legacy characters that people love and adore, and have like a backstory for them, and just try to figure things out. It happened with the Luke in The Last Jedi, when that's not the Luke that we know, and all that stuff. And it happened with with other other franchises with the backstories and whatnot. It's unfortunate that like a lot of fans didn't like this, or like didn't really think that this show was great. For them it's like lukewarm, and just like Jester said, it was good. It had good stuff, but then most of it is meh. Maybe a lot of these fans are getting too spoiled when it comes to their to their Star Wars. Pinhead keeps saying, you guys are so lucky that you're not Star Trek fans, because Star Trek fans only have this one great dish right now.
Or wrestling fans.
Or
That's
wrestling
even
fans.
worse.
So you guys have a buffet of things that you pick, and all that stuff. And then I guess gradually when you see the same dish over and over again, you're gonna be like, oh, again, we're having filet mignon again. We're having prime rib again. God damn it! Why can't we
First
have
world problems.
why can't we have why can't we have something else? Why can't we have like beef Wellington? God damn it! Blah blah
One
blah blah
percenter
blah.
problems.
You know that this is what I'm hearing when I hear Star Wars fans be like, oh, it could have been more, could have been. But like I said, I was thoroughly entertained by Obi-Wan. There are issues. There's issue. Of course, there's always issues with something. The writing could be better. They should have done this as a fucking movie. To be honest with you, instead
That
of a
was the original
series.
plan. That was. The
I know,
original
but they
plan.
should have done this. They should have done this into like a big 3-hour movie, and that would have been the end of it. And people would have been like, "Oh my god, this is the best fucking Star Wars movie Disney has ever made, ever." And everybody would have just shut the fuck up. But no, they wanted to be like, "Oh, let's make this as a series."
You
So
think so? You think so? No, everyone would have loved it. I don't
I'm
think
sure
so.
I'm sure as a movie
No,
because
no.
I'm sure as a movie because
No,
Star
not
Wars
even.
fans love their fucking IMAX,
No.
love their big
Star Wars
screens,
fans will
love
find
their little
something
pew pew
to
pew
bitch
pew pew
about.
pew pew pew.
Irregardless.
All of these things. That's what they want to hear. That's what they want to hear. They want to hear John Williams's ba-bam like all
Well,
over.
they wanted a 2-hour just duel of Vader and Obi-Wan the whole time.
That's what
I'm
I
like, bro,
wanted.
that's fucking
That's-
exhausting.
That's what I wanted.
If they cut the Reva shit out, they really could have just had a nice story, 2 hours long, focusing on everything that wasn't the bullshit in the show, and that I think that would have been
No.
better.
But like for me, like again, the my counterpoint with Jester is like the reasoning like that he didn't like Reva's story was because they needed a counterpoint for somebody in regards to we want to see the point of view of this youngling who suffered through like Order 66, who went through hell, saw all of her friends fucking massacred, and then she ended up getting forced into following the Empire. So all she wanted right now is to experience that hate, that hatred that drove Anakin into the dark side. She wanted to embrace it wholeheartedly, but at the very fucking end, she couldn't do it because you know why? She wasn't that evil. She was good enough.
Right. And like
She
understood
didn't
that.
transition over, and that's what. And that's what Ben said. That's what Obi-Wan said. Like she said it. Sir, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I couldn't go through with it.
But like it just felt so forced. I mean, like for crying out
How?
loud, she's gonna kill
She was
Vader.
trying to kill fucking
She's trying to get revenge by killing Vader's son, who Vader doesn't even
it
know
wasn't
about.
even, she didn't even know it was a son. She just knew it was somebody that Obi-Wan wanted to protect, so she wanted to hurt Obi-Wan.
Okay, I see.
She wanted to hurt somebody. It didn't matter who it was. She didn't
Right.
she had no idea who in that radio. Nobody said like, oh, it's fucking Luke Skywalker's or Anakin Skywalker's,
No,
whatever.
that's true. That's true.
Brad
was-
wants to say something. Let him speak.
He just
'Cause I
wanted to
can-
say it. So I just like, for me again, like that, for her to redeem herself in that way, to not kill, it is commendable. Like whatever she does the rest of her life, whether she wants to be a mercenary, a merc, castaway, whatever the fuck she wants, or whether she wants to
Skywalker.
die, whether she wants to die in the fucking Tatooine desert, who cares? Basically, she decided not to kill the kid, and that was the end of it. So that's it. I was entertained. 7 out of 10. It was very good. So
Brad, you had something to say?
I just think the whole idea, it's not a bad idea. Like you said, the whole story, the idea of a youngling being in Order 66, becoming an Inquisitor, doing this whole arc, it's not a bad idea. It's just a bad idea to put in a show about Obi-Wan Kenobi called Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
When you put her next to Obi-Wan and Vader, arguably the most lovable characters in Star Wars, Darth Vader, the most lovable character in Star Wars, believe it or not. It's just, there's no need to fill it up with shit like this that could have been its completely own thing. And that's what it feels like. It feels like a bunch of bullshit filler.
how would Vader find Obi-Wan if the Inquisitors weren't there?
They can do that, and they did do that. I didn't mind Reva in the first 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah,
But then
because
it became
but the
the Reva
Inquisitors
show.
were kind of important into because of the fact that they always backbite each other. They always fight each other for position and
Mhm.
all that stuff. And that's
And
the reason why she wanted to be close to Vader, so that she wants her revenge for killing her friends.
I
She
like
wanted
that.
she wanted to kill it. Yeah.
I like that. She just should have died and failed at that
Right.
really bad attempt to try to kill Darth Vader. And then he made the same mistake and stabbed her 2 different times, and she lived 2 different times. It's just bad writing. They could have done this whole idea in something else, tightened it up, and it probably could have been better. But in an Obi-Wan show, it's annoying. Like when you're watching Darth Vader and Obi-Wan fight each other using the Force, the high ground thing, Obi-Wan lifting up like 100 boulders and throwing it into Vader. That's so badass. And then you cut to Reva fighting Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Like how they, it's just a fat disconnect. You don't give a shit at all when you cut to Reva. Not necessarily because that story is so bad, even though it kind of is. It's just you don't care in comparison to everything else that's going on.
It's like it reminded me of like the Revenge of the Sith when the Duel of the Fates happened, and everybody, all of a sudden it cut into the Emperor versus Yoda.
Emperor Yoda's a hell of a lot better than
I know,
Reva.
but nobody gave a
Yeah.
shit. To be honest with you, everybody wanted to see Obi-Wan and Anakin fight, and nobody cared about the fucking throwing flying saucers.
I don't know
Not
about
true.
that.
I like
hold
that.
on,
I
yeah.
like that a
That's not
lot.
true.
I
You're
love
wrong.
So,
Yoda.
but that's
wrong.
but again,
Wrong.
it's
Wrong.
this is again what you guys are talking about. You guys got entertained with that one, but not this one.
Well,
Why? What's the big fucking difference between the two
I'll
fights?
tell you the big difference. The
Speak
big
for
difference
yourself.
is tone. You have tone matching tone, and Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting, and Yoda and Palpatine
Not to
fighting.
mention the badass music cutting between the both of them.
Exactly. We had lackluster music in this series. I mean, for crying out loud, it took them forever to play just the Imperial March until the very end of the show.
2 seconds
So,
of it.
so you have tension, and then you have like sloppy mess on the other hand. So like it's not, the tension's not matching tension. That's my biggest gripe with the fight between Obi-Wan and Vader and Reva and Uncle Owen. So like there's
it's filet mignon again. God damn it.
Hey,
That's
man,
pretty
Imagine
much
just
it.
between
I don't
2
have to
filet
like-
mignons and going between eat this steak, and then when you're done with this steak, eat some of this shit, and then go back to the steak, and then have someone fucking come all over
It's
your
called
face,
variety,
and then
that's
go back
fine.
to eating this shit. Like it's
You have
a
to
big
eat your
difference.
vegetables too, man. Come on.
No, I'm just saying.
It has
like,
fiber. It moves you.
they could have had all of it, but they just need to be a little bit better as far as buttoned up. as far as the writing
Even
goes.
with me talking shit on it, that's what prevents this show from being greatness. But
Right.
instead of being greatness, it's still good. I still like the show. I agree with you. It's a 7 out of 10 show. 100%. It's just
It could have been better,
much
but
better it
again,
could've
what can we do? You can't please everybody. Everybody has
complain
something to
about
say
it
about it.
forever on the internet.
Well, except for Mike. Mike loved everything about Obi-Wan. So
Well, I don't love everything.
Apparently you
There's some-
did
there's
too,
some-
Kuya.
I said I was
Because
entertained.
you white knighted all the time. So
No, I said
don't just put it on Mike because
Pinhead.
you
I
white
said
knighted
Pinhead.
too.
I said I was entertained the whole entire series.
You just
For
white
for
knighted
me
it right
for
now.
me
You
since
just
I am
did it right now. So let's
since I am
stop. Stop.
a lower class life form than most of the people, a little bit of entertainment entertains me.
That's fine, but whether you realize it or not, before you come at Mike for doing it, you just white knighted for your girl Reva, so you do too. So just don't put it all on Mike. You do it too. So
I
stop.
didn't say I white knight or I put it on Mike. Mike likes everything.
You were about to.
No.
Mike likes everything. Like Mike likes everything.
Yeah, he does.
I don't.
Exactly. Does he? Does he?
Well, I mean, Mike,
Have
what,
a conversation once in a
I'll
while.
always-
You might
I'll-
not hear that.
I'll always look for the positives in anything.
for sure.
But there's always something that will stick out. So just for clarification, I just looked at it again. Reva got stabbed once. I think what also a lot of people are missing from episode 5, when the Grand Inquisitor shows up, he basically says rage and revenge clearly are a great, excellent, something to that effect, are an excellent motivator to keeping
Yeah.
you alive.
She's still pissed.
And that's what kept her alive all the way to episode 6 because of her rage, her
That's
anger,
why Qui-Gon
her,
died. He's a Jedi.
her.
Can't hone into his rage.
Well, yeah, he didn't hone into the dark side,
I
right?
mean, that's true. Yeah,
He
technically.
just
yeah.
he just said, "Oh,
I mean,
Obi-Wan,
Darth
promise
Maul
me."
got cut in half and lived.
He
and everyone
planned
loved
it, you know.
so.
Well, that's why. And Darth Maul had rage and wanted revenge.
Qui-Gon planned everything. So
Well,
it's
but
fine.
Darth Maul's story was so much more fleshed out and well written. It's hard to argue with them
I mean,
bringing him
if
back.
Reva lived and came back in the next episode, you were like, "Oh my God, Reva's awesome," and no one would give a fuck. But
Right. It was the way they finished off her story, in my opinion. That's why that people are having issues with it. Like,
100%.
And then as far as the John Williams music, I only know this, that in the Clone Wars and Rebels, when they were doing those series, even with the Clone Wars, they only used John Williams music for certain points, and it, to really increase the impact of a moment or a scene.
The music of that show, otherwise though, was still pretty kick-ass. Even in the times that they weren't just using the iconic music. Like there's a big difference between saying like, okay, the music in Obi-Wan is bad because it's not the Star Wars music we have now.
They're not playing like, fucking
Mandalorian. The Mandalorian. You said the Mandalorian had the best music in Star Wars. I wouldn't disagree with you. The music in that show is ridiculously good, and there's never really anything that's already happened. It's good, unique music, but the music in Obi-Wan, bad, unique.
Yeah. So I thought the use of the Imperial March was just at the right moment,
It was good.
because I think the only way they're going to use, and if you listen carefully too, it's a different version of it. It's not the classic version. It's not the original version.
it's slower, isn't it?
It's slower and it's slightly less grand, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
When you listen to it, it's slightly different than the original. I think the only reason why is because it also sets the scene. In the original trilogy, when we hear the Imperial March, it's when Vader arrived, like particularly in Return of the Jedi, when Vader arrives to the second Death Star, and there's a legion of troopers waiting for him, and then we hear it again, even grander, because the Emperor arrives, and everyone has shown up to basically salute the Emperor and welcome him to this second Death Star. So that's why I think they specifically had to choose those moments.
I think you can make the argument too that Vader wasn't really in his Vader mindset until that moment, until the Emperor said, like, all right,
Yeah.
this Obi-Wan shit gotta
Right.
be over. Now here comes the music. But still, I mean, come on.
True, I can see that too. And that's the thing that I miss from seeing a Star Wars movie. I would love to have seen this on the big screen. I want to see that Star Wars opening crawl again. However, it didn't happen. This was planned for a movie, but hey, when The Mandalorian dropped in 2019 and Disney Plus saw this like amazing, like, oh my God, we've gotten them back after The Rise of Skywalker. We didn't fail after Solo and The Rise of Skywalker. We have new Star Wars, but until, we get legacy characters or characters from the Skywalker saga show up, like, I don't know, Luke Skywalker. Oh, the fans are gonna love that, But yeah, I thought I enjoyed the series. I also do see the point. I think it would have been interesting had we gotten, again, they could have done this in a flashback. They could have done this for one whole episode. Show me Reva's backstory from when the moments after that she pretended that she was dead on right after during Order 66, all the way until she joins the Inquisitors, and she's right there with Vader. I think if that was done, more fans would accept the backstory much more.
Well,
and I think that would have been important.
That would have been a great excuse to show more Order 66 too.
right.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
everybody's been fucking like itching to see more of Order 66. You got Hayden back. You could actually show him go throughout, be called Lord Vader, and that would have completely made more sense later on with Reva knowing who he is.
Right.
and then getting killed. And you could have had this cool sequence. Instead, you get like a 10, 20-second fucking deal in the beginning of the show, and you're just kind of expected to be like, oh, look, there's a black girl. Obviously, that's Reva.
And I actually thought that's how she finds out, is that she hears one of the troopers call him Lord Vader. And then she makes the connection that Anakin is no longer Anakin. He's now Vader, and that's why he's murdering us. But then it also made sense to where, what they told. But yes, I would have appreciated a full backstory on her, a whole episode of her. But then you'd still have people complain and be like, "This is Obi-Wan Kenobi." Where they could have shown Obi-Wan at the beginning and at the end, just like what they did with Book of Boba. And then you'd have the fans complain and be like, "This is Obi-Wan Kenobi." We shouldn't have gotten a whole rep-episode of the Inquisitor. But then,
well, I mean, I'll offer an olive branch here, because like this is what I'm trying to say. Like, because I know that they're gonna do a Reva series, which is like totally fine. But like, if they killed the character in episode 5 where Vader kills her, they could still have a really good in-depth backstory about her character's evolving in her own miniseries. And like, I'd be down to watch that. That sounds cool. Like her getting into the Inquisitors, her like escaping Order 66, all tons of really good backstory that may help people understand her character in Obi-Wan. But like to give her this, it almost felt like Disney's afraid to leave a character almost like bad or wanting revenge. So it's like, I don't know. It just feels like they forced that way too much. That's what I'm saying. Like I would totally take a backstory series and watch it like that about her character.
I would hate that now. Now
Well,
that it's already soured my taste. But
I would have actually preferred that we got that series first of Reva with the Inquisitors, with Vader.
Oh, sure.
And then when we jump to Kenobi, there's Reva. We
That'd
know
be
the
cool.
story.
No, like
and
I
then
said,
we find out that this is actually her motivation. There's the twist.
That would be cool.
I think that killing her off and just wanting revenge and then that's it wouldn't have been so good, because again, Star Wars is about hope. And the fact that at the end she even asks Obi-Wan, "Have I become him?" And he tells her no, because you actually showing mercy is actually giving peace to those to her fellow Jedi who
those that she lost. Yeah.
Right.
I was explaining it as like a bad idea executed well. Like I like the individual scene, I guess, if it was led up to better than that. It's just like you said, having an Inquisitor show with a main character named Reva who does this whole thing, and you actually see Vader and the Inquisitors, not Obi-Wan, but all the Inquisitors and stuff. That would have been cool. And I liked, what's his name, Han from Fast and Furious, who plays the one Inquisitor. Like,
the fifth brother, yeah.
Like they were cool. Like they had cool dynamics with the Inquisitors. Like I wouldn't mind watching that. Just when I'm watching Obi-Wan, I'm itching to see Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Vader and whatever else is going on. I care less about the Inquisitors.
Yeah. Yep. Alrighty, Pinhead.
Who cares? It was garbage. Let's move on.
That's it?
Yeah, I thought this was useless garbage. This episode was fine, but overall, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, this makes me hate the Space Wizards even more now, because it's just pointless garbage. So let's just move on, because we spent more than enough time on fucking Space Wizards with all you fucking nerds. Let's move on.
Alrighty. Let's see. Moving on next to The Boys, episode 6.
There we go.
Herogasm.
Oh gosh.
You caught up, Pinhead?
Yep.
Fantastic.
So let's go.
So I actually thought that the Herogasm aspect of it, much like the musical episode, was overhyped.
Me too.
In the marketing. Herogasm, we don't get to really see it until like 30 minutes in the episode, which is fine. But the way the cast was teasing it, even the marketing of the boys themselves, the official social media accounts of the boys themselves, get ready for the splooge fest. I only saw one splooge. I was thinking there'd be at least 69 splooges. Give me some fucking slow-mo. Show me all the shit.
Coming balls everywhere.
Pretty much. I mean, that's what they were hyping up, right? And so I was just like, okay. I still, now don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed the episode and what happens in the episode, particularly the fight that happens after, which a lot of us have been waiting for, because Homelander has been like the big boy on the playground for the longest time. But yet when he hears that when he sees Soldier Boy in that surveillance footage, and he finds out that Soldier Boy is now here and he's alive, you actually see a reaction to Homelander's face, and he's telling Black Noir, "Hey buddy, I'm so glad you're still here. You're the only one I can count on." And then right after that, he goes to the elevator, Black Noir, and rips off his own tracking device, his tracking implant, and he just fucking bolts, and he's like, "Fuck you guys, I'm gone. Soldier Boy's back." So it got me thinking like, oh shit, what the hell? So yeah, the fight is awesome. And the fact that I thought was interesting, like with Herogasm, when Starlight gets to go with MM, and then they're surprised because they had no idea what they were walking themselves into with the twins. And I thought the twins were a great analogy with the Wonder Twins, because they even had like their tagline to say when they use their power.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Wow, that just connected that for me.
I thought that was hilarious. And then of course, yeah, Soldier Boy, with the fact, and I thought we got some interesting stuff with Soldier Boy revealing like what happened, and even MM and talking to Annie, Starlight, what happened to his family with Soldier Boy and the trauma there. And then of course, it's really funny once Annie and MM walk in Herogasm, there's even a flying, and that's the thing, it's mostly in the background. Most of the stuff is happening in the background, and it's just like, okay, I guess. There was a flying Starlight vibrator. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did.
And they teased that in the previous I think it was the previous episode or 2 episodes ago.
The Russian.
Right. So I thought that was interesting. Frenchie being held captive, and then Kimiko almost dying, and then with the other girl as well. I thought Kimiko was a goner. Like, holy shit, how many punches will that guy like hit her? And she's like bleeding. But they managed to. She doesn't have her powers, but she still knows how to fight. So I thought
she's
that
a killer, man.
Yeah.
Side note: the sound design in that scene was crazy. When Kamiko was taking those body shots, it was like, holy fuck.
You could, and that's why, like, when every punch, I was just like, oh, like you can, not only can you see it, but you can hear it, and it adds more impact to what's going on to the scene with the scene. But yeah, I thought the Herogasm part was overhyped, which rightfully so. It felt like the first episode with the dick exploring was way more shocking than this, because they teased it too much and they set the bar.
Dick exploring.
I like the fact that like
blow their load already, huh?
Yeah.
I like when Mother's Milk and Starlight opened the door, it was Love Sausage that fucking opened the door for her.
Yes, yeah.
And then like the trauma that fucking Mother's Milk was like, get that shit out.
Right, that's right.
Because like in the last season, I think it was like the last season.
Yes.
He got choked out by the dick. So.
Yep. Yeah.
So that was he was very all that stuff like all the bad things that happened to Mother's Milk was funny because like what's his name was there the shrinking
Termite
guy.
yeah Termite
Termite was there again
rubbed up against
on him like and then like and then he had like the vajayjay juice and all that stuff.
Oh my gosh,
Right.
they did
my
him
jacket.
so bad, man.
It's on my jacket, my favorite jacket.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I thought that was a great setup, and
yeah.
he thought that was bad.
And then as soon as he opened the bathroom, like,
yeah.
oh god,
that was fucking hilarious. But again, it felt overhyped because I thought like more, like because they were saying like, oh, your eyes are gonna be scarred, you're gonna get trauma. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for it. But then again, comparing it to today's standards, I guess this is the most.
See, to be honest with you, I think it's perfect marketing. They're overhyping everything so that like everybody was just like, when they see it, they're like, oh shit. So there's a lot more to be discussed afterwards.
I guess.
Well, I mean, we saw straight up like butthole and big dick and balls like just sitting in a toilet seat. Like I was like, what the? I was
Yeah,
like,
that
come
was-
on, man. Like that's what I'm saying. I felt like, I don't know. In my opinion, I felt like it was marketed correctly because like even like before the episode started, they had a warning. Like, and the warning actually made me laugh because
Yeah, it was funny. I
using
don't know
a
if
whole,
did you read it, Mike? The
Yeah,
warning?
it's not appropriate for any audience.
Yeah.
well, it was like how they used like a ridiculous amount or a hilarious amount of CGI to like do the the octopus sucking off the deep, like stuff like that. I was just like, oh my gosh. Like I on this one, I'll disagree with Mike. I thought it was marketed correctly, but I think the thing is that after we were so scarred by episode 1 with absolutely no warning, it's kind of like coming into this is like, oh, it's child's
You
play.
were scarred by episode 1. You were
Yeah,
scarred
okay,
by
me. All right, so then me.
Don't speak for yourself.
Sounds good. So I don't know. It seemed like coming into this one, it wasn't, I guess, that big of a deal.
Literally, Jester, coming into this.
Right.
Oh, I think it's perfect timing.
So the CGI octopus, there was a CGI octopus, but there's a behind the scene photo of Chase Crawford with an actual octopus right on his thing,
Oh my god.
right on his hips.
My fucking god.
So there's a prop. There's a prop, and that one too. Like they've been setting it up per episode. Like they've been building it up. So now I'm curious. Now that he's taking home the octopus, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna have a 3-way with his wife, or what's she gonna say? Is she gonna want?
Like, to be honest with you, I think the wife is gonna end up like fucking Homelander just because she wants power.
Right.
I get
That's what I'm thinking.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. The way she
Right.
wants him to get closer to Homelander, and you'd be like, "Fuck this! I'll just go with him." Like, might as well go with him then. Yeah.
Like
Makes
how about like finally fucking like A-Train got something done correctly.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my god,
that scene was crazy.
that was crazy.
Funny, I was just watching your guys' last podcast before I came on this one, talking about like A-Train's death and how you guys want to see him go. I thought this was pretty damn good.
Pretty
'cause
close, right? It was pretty
They
close.
got,
Yeah.
he got that one nice scene with Huey where
Yeah.
Huey,
Yeah, he did.
Huey was the bad guy in that
Yeah,
little scene. I thought that was a great final scene for him to have before
yeah. He literally
just
apologized.
shredding someone alive, and then
Uh,
now comes the heart attack.
So
GG.
do we think A-Train is really dead now?
nah,
That's
I don't
what
think
I
so.
think.
I don't think so.
But that's
I
what
don't
they make
think-
it look like.
I think so. I think he's dead.
I
Yeah.
think somebody like driving past like either
Even if he's
Either-
not dead, there's evidence for like miles on end of someone's fucking blood getting
like,
dragged
you know,
across the road. It'd be kind of
like-
hard to sell that one. Like he's not
No.
that bad guy.
I think Butcher or Mother's Milk or Starlight would have fucking like grabbed him or something. Or we would have found him somewhere. Like
Mm.
I don't know, but
Still a long cleanup sesh to do.
yeah, well, they got to figure out how did this happen? How did Blue Hawk die?
Yeah.
I really like Starlight and MM together. Like their chemistry is really good, and I kind of like they're kind of teaming up into their own team right now.
I think they're gonna end up fucking and make Huey a villain.
Oh man, that'd be
Oh,
crazy. That'd be crazy.
Well, yeah.
I think that's kind of already where they're going with Huey, like really getting, like just liking this V a little too much. And
I mean,
There was that
like,
great line in the
can you
last
actually
episode.
blame a weakling when it comes to like
no, and that's just good writing.
when
That's
yeah
just
like
good
when you like when he wanted power because all he wanted to do is protect the girl, yeah, and then
Yeah.
like this is what he did, and then she didn't want it.
And then she
So-
fucks his homie and GG. game over.
Yeah. I actually thought it was interesting because when he saves her, he teleports both of them out of there. They're both naked, and they're both very vulnerable, actually, in the literal and in that literal sense. And at the same time, they're basically like talking to each other, and he's just basically telling her like he's always felt this thing that it's been bothering him a little, but now it's obviously grown over time. But yeah, that was intense with A-Train finally getting what he wanted to do was it Blue Hawk.
It's kind of messed up, like what they were talking about, like when what's the name of the CEO now? Is it Abigail? Is it Abigail?
Well, she's
Ashley?
oh yeah. I think it's Abigail or
I can't remember.
Ashley.
But like
Ashley.
Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the one that or she was like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't help you out with your brother. I'm sorry when that happened. This one, it was an accident. You know, and Adrian was like, what are you talking about? The fuck, like, he attacked like innocent people. And then, like, she put it, she put it in his face, like, look, now that it happened to you, now you feel victimized. Now you're, now you want sympathy.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's kind of like a very strong, like she reminded me of what's his name at that point, the former CEO, Esposito. So
Stan Edgar.
yeah, Stan Edgar.
Yeah.
Like she like the way she said it, I was like, whoa, that's kind of nice. But like, because I thought she was gonna fold. I thought she was gonna.
Right.
I thought she was gonna be like, okay, fine, whatever, But then like, she just doubled down and she said, I'm the damn CEO. So
I thought it was a good scene because it was really important dialogue, and I think that's probably what pushed him to apologize to Huey.
yeah, that's
Right.
true.
That's
true.
But like obviously he couldn't take it and he just got revenge from Blue Hawk. So it was almost like a redemption, but then not really, because he just dragged that man for who knows how long.
Right. But then again, like what we've discussed before, whether it's his final last act,
Yeah.
he actually did something to stop the problem that was going on that his brother was telling him about. Because again, his brother no longer being able to walk is such a huge thing over him now, because now it's really affected him personally, and now he sees the I'm trying to think of the word.
She's the light.
Well, the outcome basically, or the collateral damage that
repercussions.
happens.
The repercussions. There you go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
The repercussions of when these superheroes do what they do without thinking of the collateral damage that happens around them. So, which I also thought I forgot to mention earlier. The thing that I like again with Riva is that she is collateral damage, because Anakin and you have Anakin and Obi-Wan is very personal, but Riva is part of that collateral damage, and then now you see what happens to that overall effect. It's not just personal, but it actually affected so much more people than we thought it did. So, but yeah, and then the big fight with Homelander and Soldier Boy, and then I'm now seeing a lot of memes with Soldier Boy and Homelander, where Soldier Boy says, "You're just a cheap fucking knockoff," and then Homelander says, "Oh no, I'm the upgrade." And the meme that I saw is Soldier Boy is the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy, and
My god,
Homelander is the sequel trilogy.
Oh, jeez.
And I just thought it was hilarious. But yeah, those memes are going on around now. And then the fight was awesome. And then of course, I'm sure maybe they weren't, but you kind of can't ignore it. Someone made a comparison of that fight with with Butcher joining in, and then it's basically Captain America and Bucky versus Iron Man, and then they basically posted they imposed both fight sequences. But I thought it was funny because someone said, I like how you can clearly see the fight in Marvel, and in The Boys, the choreography, or like it's hard. And I'm like, what? Are we complaining about this? Really? Come on. It was great. And then of course, Huey joining in the laser eye battle of Butcher versus Homelander. It was perfect. It was great. And that's also interesting because now that, we first met Butcher and he's like, fuck the soups. And now he is a soup temporarily. It makes me wonder, like, are they really going to be after Homelander, if they ever get to subdue Homelander or kill him, will they stop? Like, will Huey stop? Who knows? I think there's some interesting questions there. But the fight, when they almost finally get him, and Soldier Boy is almost about to blast Homelander. Homelander just like basically gets to break off and fly away. And then of course
he did his version of fucking Goku and powered up and fucking just
yeah, it's like
he-
fuck you guys. Oh yeah, and the that scene of Homelander right in the mirror, his Gollum scene.
Oh, bro.
His Gollum Green Goblin scene. And that's why next year, the Emmys, man, Anthony Starr must get at least a nomination for this, this
no
season
kidding.
alone. Like, he is pulling all the punches. Someone made an edit of Homelander expressing all kinds of emotions, whether it's anger, fear, amusement, or something. Like, it's just a wide range of emotions that he
Mike,
is
this Anthony Starr's first thing?
No, he was in was it Banshee? I think Ben had told me that he was in a show called Banshee on Cinemax, I think, a series.
Yeah, he was in Banshee.
Yeah, and he was good there.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah. So
He's man, like I've never like pulled, you know, like when you see somebody and like you're it reminds you of like such a fucking hated like persona. It's not even the thing. Like Homelander is a hateful character. You know, when you read the comic books, you fucking hate the guy. But when you see Anthony Starr, I was just like, man, this guy just embraced the character like and created his own shit. Like, because he's very, you know, in a sense, he is likable, like as a villain, because
very
like
charismatic.
yeah. But then like,
Well, that's how he is in Banshee too. Technically, he's a villain. Like the story is he's a criminal that murders people, and he goes to a small Amish town and becomes the sheriff. So, but because of his charisma, it blurs the line between villain and anti-hero.
Gotcha.
Especially after that scene, like you said, that Green Goblin scene. I honestly really expected if there was a fight with Homelander, he'd be kind of a bitch. But all it takes is just that one Green Goblin scene, that like bad side coming out of him, and
yeah, you want to be loved. That's your problem. That's the fucking problem. You want to be loved. Get over it. I was like,
it was a great scene. It was
it was great.
This episode was awesome.
Yeah.
You were saying, Mike, you were kind of a little disappointed by the Herogasm event, but I was, me and Jester are both, we're kind of worried it was just going to be like, hey, look at all these dicks because blah blah blah. I was expecting that, but I was not expecting a fight with Soldier Boy and Homelander, and I would much rather see that, and you get both. And I thought it was a really clever way to tie everybody to this big event that just so happens to be a fucking orgy. That's awesome.
It was like low tier heroes too. It wasn't even like the big names.
Yeah.
It was just like
the
random,
one guy that's like,
suits.
like fucking like 3 girls at once with his mind, and they're just
And then the one that created like the ice
ice dildo.
Yeah, I saw.
That was sick. And the guy that was fucking some dude in the ass. And
the Asian dude,
electrocuting and shit. Like,
the Asian dude that whispered into Huey's ear.
Dude, that scene made me laugh so hard because Huey was like,
oh, I'm okay.
Oh yeah, my ass is a little sore right now.
I need to rest my ass for a little bit. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, that made me laugh.
I personally
so
like the guy that made the bitch orgasm with his mind. He went beyond Professor X. And
I know, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for the marketing standpoint of the Herogasm, I thought it was overhyped. I still enjoyed the episode, and again, that fight is what really made me love the episode, because it's something that we've been wanting to see for the longest time. And I love how it ended, because Annie herself, Starlight, was just like, you know, live streaming on Instagram, and she has her millions of followers there. She has hold the phone, and she's basically tells everyone, I quit. I want to tell you the real story. And this is the real story of what happened here.
Like my name isn't Starlight. It's Annie January, and I fucking quit.
And she genuinely cares for the people. She genuinely cares to help people.
She really wants to be a hero. That's basically what it, like, you know.
I love that scene earlier on with her, and who's the one bitch that pops the heads?
Oh yeah. We forgot about that. Oh my god,
that was a great scene. I like
put it away.
Yeah. But did you see like she has the blood the
Hey, I
nosebleed?
could fuck you up anytime. Watch your place, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
she had that nosebleed, and then that means like freaking what's her name can pop her head anytime. So
Yeah,
it's
the
crazy.
Scanners bitch is my favorite. She's hot too. Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd fuck the shit out of her 100%.
Yeah, and I also like that scene in the car with Annie and MM, or
Mm.
even before that when she's trying to tell him like, hey, we need to keep our head on straight here. We need to, get the shit done before before we actually just impulsively,
Was it just me, or did I get like major Blade vibes from MM in that line of dialogue? Like toward the end, he's like, "I gotta get this motherfucker out of my head." Like it just sounded like major Blade vibes.
Yeah, he really hates Soldier Boy, and like in a sense, like he just wants absolute revenge.
I love that
And-
scene later on too, with the tear gas, and he just smokes it. And blows
Oh,
it
he's
out.
like, oh, Holocron, what are you gonna do with this?
oh man, dude, they did
And
him
it-
so
do with
dirty this
that.
episode, bro. They
No,
did
and,
him
and then
so
it's like
bad.
you killed my family, and then he like Soldier Boy just
Which
says which one?
one?
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like remember that line in Endgame when Scarlet Witch says, "Oh, you killed somebody I
know
loved."
who you are.
Yeah, and Thanos said, I don't even know who you are, bitch. Get out of here.
And then
That's funny.
we also find out from the twins when Soldier Boy gets to them that it was Black Noir that basically sold him out, right? Or sold him out, or like
Well, he came up with the idea, I guess,
the idea.
and that's why he bolted instantly once he found out Soldier Boy
Right.
was back.
Goodbye. Afraid.
So now
So,
I'm interested to
yeah,
see
that's gonna be an
when,
interesting story point.
yeah, I'm interested to see when Soldier Boy catches up to Black Noir, because we've also known Black Noir to be a pretty badass, like for the past few
He's
seasons.
never fought someone like this though. He's used to doing bullshit work, like in season 2 when he fought Butcher and all that. Like he's
I like the fact like before he became a mute, like he was very eloquent. Like when he was speaking, he was very super intelligent, and he was like speaking like very well and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, like next thing you know, after the attack in the jungle, yeah, like his face was like all
Right.
his face was like all hanging out. It's like, oh, no wonder he's fucking mute. He can't speak at all.
Right.
Oh, but I don't know what's gonna happen because like fucking or Homelander hates Noir now for bolting, and Soldier Boy hates Noir for giving him up. So
Yeah,
Right.
he's fucked. He's fucked.
it's I don't know. This is what like they went away from the comic books on this one. So
But
that's
see,
pretty cool.
it's good television because now it's getting everyone to be like, what's gonna happen next week?
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait.
But
So
yeah, Herogasm is actually a little worse in the comic books. So it's a whole series, guys. It's not just an episode.
yeah, so do that next time.
Oh no. No.
Easy dicks and orgies and fucking and ain't no fucking. Come on.
Yeah.
So it's
It-
interesting that the boys, the guy who basically the showrunner, Eric Kripke, he basically, like, while they've been making the series, he has not gotten any notes. The only note that he got was from, was it the 3rd or 4th episode where the Deep eats the octopus? He was told, like, hey, just make sure you put a message right in front of the episode about the treatment of the octopus, and for this one as well. Like, for
Yeah,
this
that's probably why he did this little jokey one at the beginning of this episode. just
Yeah,
because-
that makes sense.
right. Yeah, and then they also, this is from comicbook.com. The boys caused Amazon to start a standards and practices department because of this episode. The people, so for most media companies, standards and practices is a fancy word for, quote, the people in the company that make sure we don't do anything illegal or put anything on the air that is too much. The Disney company, for instance, has a notorious S&P to make sure content on certain channels is family appropriate. So for Amazon Prime Video, they didn't get the memo and didn't even have a standards and practice department for a few years. Then they started producing The Boys. Also, not for this episode, but for the series. It started because of the series. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then of course, when they did Herogasm, they specifically had were just concerned about the Deep's big scene with the octopus. That was the biggest concern. Everything else was like, that's okay, that's fine.
And then Starlight has like a fucking picture of him, like kidding.
That's right.
It's
That's
fun, too.
right.
What the fuck? Hey, I can explain everything. I know you have.
Maybe we'll be right. Maybe she'll that's a Deep's stupid wife, and she'll be like, "Oh my god, you cheated on me," and then try to fuck Homelander.
That's probably what's gonna drive her to like like to Homelander or something. I don't know.
Maybe we'll see. Brad, your audio is kind of on and off. I'm not sure what's going on with your mic. No, I can't hear you. Yeah, it's been kind of on and off, just letting you know. Alrighty, so we're gonna move on from The Boy. Any other thoughts on The Boys, on Herogasm?
I don't know. It's tough because the writing in this series is so impressive. Like all the side stories they're doing is really, really good. And I'm genuinely worried about Huey becoming a bad guy. That'd be kind of an interesting turn. But I overall, I think the story is very well written. And like from what I understand, it's not even like connected with the comic books. Almost, it's just like the name, because like I notice they're changing so much. Like from what I understand, the Black Noir story is completely different now, right?
Yes, sir.
Because like I mean, can we say it though? Because
No.
oh, okay, because he wants to read it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wants to read the
Shut
whole
up.
story.
So yeah, the Black Noir stuff is totally different. So I think that it's really interesting that they're taking the general idea and basics from the comic book and then doing their own thing. And it's crazy impressive to me that the fans of the comic book even like it, even though it's not like that accurate. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
still genuinely like
they appreciated the homages to the comic books, and then that's the thing about the fans of this story. Like they're rabid fans. They love the series. They wholeheartedly was worried. They were all worried about what's going to happen with this show. But as soon as they saw the gratuitous violence, the dumb things that fucking the adventures of the boys are happening in during the first season, they pretty much accepted the fact that there are going to be some changes, because some of the things in the comic books it's way too outlandish to be in the movie or to be in a show.
yeah.
So they accepted that shit. So like, I don't know. I gotta appreciate the fans. The fans of the comics. They're like, oh, cool, man. Like they're just enjoying the ride, I guess. So
Yeah. That's cool.
I can't believe we forgot to mention it. The beginning of the episode has an homage to the famous Hollywood Imagine rendition of Imagine.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yes.
Which,
oh my God.
word for word, the Deep says exactly how it starts with Gal Gadot. That's exactly what she says. So he does. It's the same thing, and I thought that was fucking hilarious. There's some cameos there from some celebrities. It was absolutely. I thought it was hilarious.
Like, did you see how skinny fucking
awesome.
Mila Kunis was? I was like, oh man, she turned into a crackhead.
Oh, just the fact that they even brought in like other celebrities to bash other celebrities, I thought was kind of funny. I mean, just like every turn this show's doing, they're making some jab at Hollywood and all that stuff.
They're jabbing at everybody right now. Like,
Everybody.
they're making fun. They're making fun of like who fucking the scare tactics of the media versus the truth.
Oh right,
Like, all of that things right now that's happening.
Nobody's off limits in this show. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
makes it so good.
What would be really funny if they took the Deep and his wife, and obviously she's gonna be pissed that he fucked the octopus. So they do like a Johnny Depp Amber Heard fucking like type of
Hey, I
trial.
can't-
It's
I
like
can't
this
even,
big fucking deal.
It would
And they
be
keep going back to
amazing. It would be fucking amazing.
You can
They're
take a
sitting
shit
at
in this fish tank.
Yeah, at the trial, the octopus is right there sitting with the Deep and the fish tank.
And then
He's
they're
like interpreting what he's saying.
And then there's gonna be like some crackhead that like, oh, the psychiatrist. Oh, I only know the deep because of the one fucking show or the movie, all that stuff.
Well,
Right?
I don't know how octopuses feel about getting mouth fucked, but blah, blah, blah.
Right?
It's ridiculous.
Brad, like we're gonna quote you on this. Like if this fucking happens, kudos to you, brother.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I want to see fucking Peter's reaction to the deep, because not too long ago I mentioned it on this episode. Peter was actually applauding the boys for the
CGI,
the digital octopus. Granted, they didn't use a real octopus in this one, but the fact that the deep is fucking an octopus.
Hey.
I wonder
The fact that
if we're
people
gonna have any reactions to that.
need to see something like, wait, was that a real octopus that dude just swallowed? Like,
if you,
come on, dude.
if you're an anime fan, you'd be like, really? That's it? Because like we've seen shit, we've
More
seen
tentacles
going
we've seen
into his asshole.
tentacles before, so it's like it's fine.
Well, I guess it was consensual, right, between the octopus and deep. So
There you go.
If you're a
Yeah.
horror
The
fan, you've
octopus
seen
too.
worse.
He was okay.
Right, right, Pinhead. Exactly. If you're a
Yeah,
horror
if you're
fan,
a
you'd be
horror
like,
fan, you've seen worse. So just stop being fucking pussy ass baby.
Yeah, it's
So
nothing.
was the octopus also the deep's friend or what? Like,
no, I don't
He
think
replaced
this one
Timothy.
is.
he replaced
it's-
That was
Timothy.
a
this
one-night
isn't Timothy, it's
stand.
somebody
He just
else.
walked in there. They had a fish tank.
Probably his sister.
a one
It's-
afternoon stand. It's fucking daytime too. I was like, holy shit.
Oh man,
I guess.
it was just
Right,
He
hilarious.
took it home in a plastic bag, bro.
Yeah.
I like we forgot to mention Homelander's entrance. The first thing he does is step on that little Ant-Man and smile and
Yeah.
walk in.
That's right. That's right.
And I love too. I forgot to mention, like later in the fight when they do the laser thing and he comes up like Superman and does that, and Soldier Boy comes up and grabs his fucking cape and slams him
right,
down
right.
against the wall. Oh man, that was so sick.
Which someone made a meme also of Edna Mode from The Incredibles.
No
saying,
capes.
No capes.
Yep.
And, yeah,
Dude,
It
his
doesn't-
line
you're
just
wearing
saying
a fucking
like,
cape, pal.
yeah, you think you're a man, you're wearing a cape.
Yeah, yeah.
Used to some cheap fucking knockoff. Jensen Ackles is awesome in this show so far.
It's all in the
Yeah.
details. There's lots of things to notice. There's always lots of things to see.
Oh, dude, the Bill Cosby line. I forgot that one
Yes,
too.
the
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
Cosby.
Bill Cosby's a
Bill
real
Cosby's the
man.
greatest dad ever.
He's like real dad. Like yo,
Really
he made
strong
strong
drinks.
drinks. he was faces like Jesus
Huey's
Christ.
just like-
True.
Every
He
time
was-
Soldier Boy asks something about that, and like
Instant.
when Soldier Boy sees the dad carrying a baby, the carrier,
Is that a thing?
the fuck is that?
Is that really a thing?
It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, and then he talked.
You
He
get
talked
some
about
sort
the.
of liking from Soldier Boy in this episode too, for the first time when he's talking about like I used to fight in this country, like fucking I was there on Omaha Beach, and you get like this cool, like fucked up Captain America backstory, and it's like
No, and then he said he was talking about the Mujahideen and how we how they helped us out in Afghanistan.
Afghanis or enemies, what?
Yeah.
And then like we didn't tell you about 9/11, but sure. You're like Huey's face is just like yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
man.
every time Huey wants to explain to him, he's just like, I don't. No, there's no way. Not in this situation.
Dude, he was
Yeah.
like, I can't believe that. We were 10-1 over there before
I know
left."
10-1.
That's 10-1.
At least he acknowledged the fact that like America took an L in
Oh,
in
man.
Vietnam. So there you go.
Oh, dude, that made me laugh so hard.
Even
That's like-
Soldier Boy said it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I feel like someone should come up. Huey should come up with a list for Soldier Boy. So like you know how who gave him the list? Was it? Oh, it was
It was
Sam?
Black Widow. Was it Black Widow?
no.
It was
It
Sam.
was
Was it Sam?
Yeah.
it was
Falcon.
Sam.
He didn't give him
Sam
a
gave
list. He just told him to add Star Wars to it or the Trouble Man soundtrack to
yeah
it.
movies and music to catch up with for Cap while he was under ice. So now there has to be a list for Huey to give Soldier Boy to catch up with.
He'll probably
Just
fucking
use-
throw it
use-
away and be like, fuck that. I don't need that. shit."
Fuck this list. What are you, pussy?
Yeah. So any other thoughts on the boys? Pinhead, you said you were done with this.
Yeah, I don't care about the show anymore. So
Not a
I'm
huge
gonna-
fan of Herogasm.
it was for babies. So I'm gonna do what Kuya recommended me, and I'm gonna read the series Fuck the show.
Oh, this is a momentous occasion. Like Pinhead is actually doing something I asked.
It's,
I'm so happy.
please.
No, but it's okay. If
Do
you
we
don't
have to
like
go
the
with along with the gods again? Like, stop.
no. Like, if you don't like the first
this
volume,
isn't
don't
the
buy it.
first time, dickhead. Stop it, Homelander Jr. It's not the first time.
Homelander
I don't have the hair. So,
Alrighty.
This is not the first time, but we'll go with that.
Alrighty, so we're gonna move on. Pinhead is gonna review The Black Phone.
Well,
which
hey,
was
actually,
released
if
in theaters.
if you boys are gonna move on, I got some stuff I gotta do. So,
Alrighty, well, thank you for joining
good.
us.
hey,
it's bad.
yeah,
Later.
thanks for having me on, boys. I appreciate that heavy.
No
Last of
problem.
Us 2
Good
sucks.
having
Bye.
I'm having trouble. All right, I'll catch you boys later. Have a good one.
Later,
Yep.
boys.
Yeah.
Last of Us 2 sucks.
Alrighty, so Pinhead, you're gonna talk about The Black Phone.
So I'm gonna go with mild spoilers because this just came out, so I'm not gonna do much about this. I'll probably take about 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 5 minutes, and we'll be done with it. I think this movie's fantastic. This is probably one of my favorite films of the year so far, next to The Northman. And this is seeing as what we got. This is gonna be the best film of the year as far as horror films are concerned. There's nothing is gonna top it. Nope, ain't gonna do it. I won't get into that reason. And Halloween Ends is not gonna do it either. So, without really spoiling this film, I'll just give off the three major performances. Madeline McGraw as Gwen Shaw, the young psychic girl, and that's not really a big spoiler because they keep doing it in the trailer. They do a lot of callbacks to Carrie, but they also do their own little thing. This movie had a lot of Sinister vibes. Anybody that saw his first film, which was Scott Derrickson, his first film was Sinister. His first major Hollywood film was Sinister. This was even before Doctor Strange. And it is the same creepy vibes. It deals with the same uncomfortable material, which is why it kind of I have a hard time with it. I don't have children, but I have a hard time with movies that deal with child endangerment, murder, and all that other stuff. And this film does it, but it doesn't do it in an exploited or tasteless way. It actually does it to where it progresses the story, and it makes it a very good storyline. I'm not even going to say anything about Ethan Hawke as far as he's not gonna get nominated. It's a crime. He will not get an Emmy nomination. He will not get a Golden Globe nomination, and he'll definitely not get an Oscar nomination. I'll be shocked if he does. He might get a Golden Globe nomination, but beyond that, I'll even be shocked because all these academies hate horror films, and if there was any justice, Ethan Hawke would get some kind of award as the grabber. He is unsettlingly intense and creepy, even by my standards. I think that he is one of the best horror movie villains to come out in a long time. And we talked about the box office earlier. At an $18.8 million budget, which it will, I guarantee you by the end of its run, it will pull in 55 million in a total. That's enough for it to be greenlit for a sequel. I hope it doesn't, but I could understand why, because he is a very strong horror movie icon that he could become a cult classic horror movie icon, like, Pinhead and Tall Man and Leatherface. He won't be in the upper echelon, but there's a potential for that. You're gonna find Jason Blum can't help himself. That's why I know this movie will do good enough that I would hope that we could not have a sequel, because there's no way that there would. You didn't leave it open for a sequel. Besides the supernatural elements of this film, this movie was grounded in a lot of realistic shit. Like, it calls back to the old John Wayne Gacy murders, especially the John Wayne Gacy murders, because he's abducting. And they're not all but a lot of them are teenage males. So it calls back to that, especially the way Ethan Hawke presents himself to the other male character who's in it, who he abducts, who's Finney Shaw. This is the name of the character. The actor's name is Mason Thymes. There's very many callbacks to. It's not just a horror film. It really goes in depth into the old case files of serial killers, like, because it takes place in 1978. So it goes back to all those old nasty, grotesque, like John Wayne Gacy, like the Zodiac Killer, and like Jeffrey Dahmer. So if it makes you uncomfortable, I would not recommend this film. But if you can get past those aspects, because there's actually there's little to any gore in this film whatsoever, considering it should be classified in a harder rated R genre because of the subject matter. This movie is probably one of the best films of the year, and it's one of the scariest films of the year for those who are not in the initiated. For me, I wasn't scared of it, but the elements of it's more about the suspense and the tension. It makes you feel uneasy at every point, from the first point of the film to the end of it, to where you get to the end result. You are on the edge of your seat. You feel tension at every point. It's not scary. You just feel the tension, and you're like, oh fuck. And I like those films, and it's very psychological because it deals with a supernatural element. So, and that's all I can really say without spoiling it. For me, it's a definitely 8.7 out of 5, or out of 10, because 8.75 out of 10 for sure. Because, and I would even if I see this again, it might even be a 9 out of 10, because this is the step in the right direction for horror. Especially, they're going to try, and I know they're going to do it. They're going to try and put this in elevated horror bullshit. This is the step in the right direction for horror in general. So I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna go with the 9 out of 10, because this movie was actually really well constructed. There's very many flaws to it. That's why it can't be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect film, because there's no such thing as perfect humans. But Scott did his thing, and now I'm kind of glad that he dropped out of the sequel to Doctor Strange, because this is what he was doing when the Doctor Strange job fell through and Sam Raimi took over. So now I'm kind of glad this happened, because this movie was fucking fantastic. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. There you go.
Pinhead, I have a question. Pinhead, or
Yep.
a couple of questions. One, if I see it, would I enjoy it?
Probably not. You hate everything.
No. I like horror. Like, would this be like one of those like horror movies that I'd be like, holy shit, like, you know, this is
You and your wife should go see it. I'll tell you that.
okay. Yeah, she does like her horror, so it's kind of cool.
Well, you should take your wife to see it. That's what I'll tell you to answer that question. You and your wife should go. Same with Jester. Him and his wife should go have a date night movie. There you go. You're good.
So
And then you can both come back and tell me if it was good or not.
So, question about the supernatural stuff, because that's the stuff I don't mess with as far as horror. So, is it a huge part of this?
Without spoiling it, yeah, it's a big aspect of it, because it's an important part of why certain things happen and why certain things don't happen. So
Gotcha.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, because like we'll do A Quiet Place because it's aliens, or but when it's supernatural horror, we're like, I think I'm good. I like my sleep.
Well,
and
also for you, it's not just supernatural. It's dealing with the supernatural and involving children as well. So
okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm good.
which, like I said, I don't even have children, and it makes me uneasy. I don't like the subject of child endangerment. Which, like Grace, and Grace, like we were talking about with Thor Love, and she brings up something about in her review about children endangerment in that film, which makes me go, ooh, okay.
Right.
So it makes me uncomfortable, but I'm able to look past that because he was able to construct a very well written film and a very well directed film. It had to be in there because the subject matter is of something that is not supernatural, especially during that time, during the late 70s, all of the 80s, and a lot of the early 90s. This stuff did happen. It wasn't supernatural. It wasn't conspiracy theory. That's a lot of why the Satanic Panic was such a huge thing, because child murderer rituals were happening during this time. So I understand why he did it, because it was a true thing. And he did do it with class. That's the only reason why I give him a pass. He didn't exploit it. So otherwise, we'd be having a much different conversation.
All righty. So I wanted to talk about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness just because you guys have finally seen it. Because Pinhead and I, we both saw it differently at different times at the movie theater. And then now that it's on Disney Plus, Jester and Kuya, you guys have also finally gotten to see it. I actually thought Kuya got to see it in the theater.
No.
Okay. So
like something happened that day, and we weren't able to watch the multiverse double date. So
gotcha. So you guys liked it?
it was fine.
So now we can talk. We can talk spoilers because I've been wanting to talk about certain things about this movie, but I didn't want to spoil it. So
yeah, no, I thought it was actually really good. I was more surprised about how good it was, because I wasn't really expecting a lot. So I don't know. I was pleasantly pleased with it. I really liked some of the fights, and since we're going into spoilers, the fact that zombie Doctor Strange wasn't a villain, I thought that was interesting. All that stuff was really cool. Yeah, I don't know. I just
a callback to Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And that was cool.
And having Wanda being the villain, I thought was great. Especially after WandaVision, makes total sense. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I think all in all, it was pretty fun and pretty solid, story wise too. I mean, the cameos weren't forced; they made sense. So like, they all went out like chumps, but
yeah, they went the Boba Fett route there.
For sure they did. But it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it.
So Kuya, question.
Yes, sir.
You like the Fantastic Four, right?
Yeah.
What'd you think of John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic?
He should be.
He should be?
He should be.
Yeah.
If they don't hire him and they hire somebody else, I'm okay with it. But he should be. It fits the mold because when Reed Richards speaks, he speaks in a quiet demeanor. It's a confident demeanor. He's not an a-hole like Iron Man is.
Right.
He talks to you, and then he's very intelligent. He'll talk to you. He'll explain everything to you scientifically, all that stuff. And the way Krasinski did it was like he was telling you, oh, an incursion is this. This is what an incursion does, and this is what happened, and and so did this. Like you can't threaten us. Fucking Black Bolt will just
which I am going to bring up because I thought like when people pointed it out,
it was a
dumbass move.
Yeah, like
it wasn't very smart of Mr. Fantastic.
The issue that I have, but I understood where they were coming from is like in that universe, the Illuminati was the strongest team, whatever the strongest force in that universe, and because Scarlet Witch had the complete control of the Darkhold when she was in the temple, and she took on the universe, that universe's Wanda. She's a lot stronger than anybody else. So she was gonna take on the Illuminati like nothing. Like, it's absolutely nothing. So it was gonna be a slaughter fest. But like just the way people went out, like I was just like, God damn it, at least put up a fight,
Right.
please,
Right.
for the love of God.
Right.
Like
Yeah, especially Monica, man. Like
Black Bolt, like one of the strongest fucking characters in Marvel comics, to get matrixed like that, to get neoed.
Well, that's the thing. That's
And
what
I was
bring
like,
up.
really, motherfucker?
that's
Like,
exactly how I feel.
Well-
I'm like, God, you got the Matrix treatment. Fuck.
That's not his
because
fault,
like
though.
no, Black Bolt is strong. He's super strong. He can fly. He's whatever. He's very quick. And then he just like, let me just like.
Well,
Never.
that's
But the
not his.
question
that's-
is he an Omega level mutant though?
He's not a mutant.
Well, there you
He's-
go, because
he's
of
an
the
Inhuman.
Terrigen Mist. So
Yeah,
there you
he's
go.
an Inhuman.
That's
So.
that's what I'm bringing up because last week we had a discussion and you said
Well, here we
as
go.
long as Mr.
Here we
Fantastic
go.
is smart
Yeah.
and he doesn't have powers, it's okay. But
Yep.
shit, we got Miss MCU, Mr. Fantastic, and
No.
he ain't fucking smart because we gave away Black
Got
Bolt's
it.
power.
No, it was whatever. He gave it
come
away because
on.
whatever. It's fine. What? You're getting me because one slip up? What the fuck? That's like the end of my argument about it.
No.
No, it's not.
All I'm saying is you said as long as Mr. Fantastic doesn't have his powers, as long as he's smart,
Yeah.
which is the important thing. But
Well,
hey,
are all
he
smart
got-
people like all smart all the time, 100% of the time, Mike?
Let's
Whoa,
get ready
you-
to rumble.
I'm just asking. Like, let
Hold
me
on.
ask you that question.
You're talking
Are-
about everyone. I'm
are-
talking
are
about Mr.
smart people-
Fantastic.
Are
Who
smart
you
people?
sucked at the stretchy dick of last week.
Oh,
Mr.
no,
Fantastic is the smartest in the MCU.
He is.
There you go.
He is.
So there's
He
no
is the
reason
smartest
for him
in-
to slip up this way.
No, anybody can fuck up. He's human.
Not Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah,
not
he
the
is.
smartest man in the MCU.
It's a plot point, Mike. He had to
Well,
die.
And that's the thing.
Everybody had to die because
That's I have no problem with him dying.
No,
I have a
and-
problem with him giving away Black Bolt's power.
the problem is the writing on how they died.
Well, that's why. So he
See?
wasn't written well, and he wasn't. He was made to look like a dumbass.
Exactly.
At
So
that
so
point.
that's my fucking fault.
No, it's not. But I'm just saying. You said as long as Mr. Fantastic is smart,
I hated
that didn't
I
outrage
didn't,
you.
Okay, let's go back to what I said. I said like you told me that you like, oh, he said something stupid and whatever, which led to the death of everybody. Then that's fine. I hated the way they died, not the fact that they were gonna die. Like fucking one of the strongest people in the world, Captain Marvel, gets crushed by a goddamn statue.
Well, that's not my
Like
point. My point is,
getting matrixed by like whatever, like they can reality change the whip, whatever, him getting shredded into little tiny bits. That's nothing. It's fine. The way like from what you were saying that like, oh, I'm not okay with him being whatever. If he's smart, and I agree, if he didn't have powers, I'm fine with it. Did he fuck up? Did he say something? Yes, absolutely.
so
But
that's
am
what
I still
want.
okay with it? I'm okay with it.
See, and that's what surprises me because last week you were saying he has to be smart, and he is smart.
He is smart.
But in this portrayal, he slipped up.
He made the universe, all the things in the universe better with his all technologies. He said that he talked about the incursions. He talked about all of these things, all of the things that they were discussing. It was him that was like, okay, well, we figured it out, and this is the way it's supposed to be.
Right, but I'm
Like
surprised.
one little slip up of saying, oh, you can't fucking, because it's like the writer told me to write this, to say this shit. Like, Mike, come on.
Well,
That's-
I'm just surprised that you're not outraged
I'm
with
not.
that portrayal of Mr. Fantastic.
No,
you
because
said
because
last
I
week-
knew he was gonna die.
Well, that's fine. He can die, but the fact that it showed
Like my
not just him
disappointment
slipping
was
up,
like
it showed him not being intelligent.
my disappointment was they didn't put up enough of a fight. That's my point. It was a fight. It wasn't an intellectual battle. It was a fucking fight. It was something
Right.
physical.
But then his slipping up led to all of
It's,
the
that's
death.
fine. If Black Bolt died at that point, then that's fine. But they had other people. They had Captain Marvel. They had like Captain Britain. They had him. They had fucking Xavier.
Kuya,
Yes,
I
sir.
can't speak for Mike, but what I think Mike's trying to say is that if his superpower is that he's the smartest man in the
He's
world,
not-
how
he-
the
that's
fuck
not his
did he
super-
do this fuck up? That's what he's asking. How did he
That's
fuck
not
up
a,
this
that's
bad?
not his superpower. He is just a smart man. He doesn't have a superpower. His superpower
That's
is not
what you
super
argued
intelligence.
last week when he
No,
when he brought up
his
Miss
power-
Marvel's elasticity. He said it doesn't matter if he loses the elasticity because
Exactly.
the superpower is super intellect.
Because we were arguing at the fact that like if Wolverine loses the fucking claws, is he still Wolverine? No, because he
what
had
you're
healing
saying
factor.
is you're pushing the bar back. That's what you're
No,
saying.
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not pushing the bar back. What
So
what I'm
hold on.
saying, what
So-
I'm fucking saying is whether he's smart, his smarts are still there regardless of his powers. If he didn't have the superpowers, I wouldn't give two shits because I would still be entertained because it's still Mr. Fantastic to me.
So what would it? So if you take those both out, what would be
He
the
would be
comic
Rick
book character,
Richards.
and what would be special about him?
He
Average
wouldn't be
Joe?
anything.
He would be average Joe.
He wouldn't be anything if he wasn't
Exactly.
smart.
So what would be fantastic about him? How could he be in the Fantastic Four if he's average Joe?
Because he was smart, Pinhead.
But you just said if the intellect, you're contradicting yourself. You just said if the intellect was taken out, you don't care.
I fucking didn't say that. What are you talking about? I said if the powers were gone, his powers is not intellect. His powers is the stretchy shit. He's been smart. He's smarter than anybody in the fucking world.
Okay.
That's what I said.
We're really doing this. We're
Yes,
really doing
we're
this.
fucking
That's
doing
fine,
this
that's
because
fine.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
fine.
go ahead, Kuya. That's fine. We
I just wanted to. I'm just surprised because from last week's discussion, you said as long as he didn't have his powers, as long as he was really smart.
Yeah, because
That's why-
but then like
exactly. That's what I'm saying, and now we're backtracking.
so okay, so he's smart and then he fucked up. Then what is he? Is he a dumbass now? He
Well,
fucked
at
up
that
one
moment,
time.
he was.
Okay, then so be it. Am
So
I still
I'm just-
entertained? Am I
so
still
I'm
okay
just
with
surprised-
him? Am I still
So
am
what
I
is
still
his
okay with him?
What are his
No, that's-
powers then, Kuya? What are his powers?
He can stretch whatever.
Okay, so what if those
stretchy.
are taken out? What does he have left?
He's smart.
Then
He's
what
still
if that is
smart.
taken out? What does he have left?
Why would you take out his smartness? He
We
made
did it.
one bad
That's what he's
decision.
talking about. We did it.
Pinhead,
We had
he
a
made
scenario
one
with it
fuck up
in
decision.
this movie where his intellect was taken out because you said he's the smartest man alive, right?
Yeah, because he messed up. He messed
Then
up
if the
one fucking
smartest
time,
man alive,
and then
he
you're gonna
cannot-
crucify
there
him.
is no error. There is no room for error.
No.
He
No.
is a mentat. He is a mentat.
No, he's
Mentats
not.
have no error.
He's not. He's a
He's a
fucking
human
being.
computer.
Nope.
Mentats have no error.
He's not a human computer. He's a smart man. He
Then he's
invents a
not
lot
the
of shit.
smartest man alive.
Okay, so what I was just also trying to get at was that I'm surprised that you aren't really bothered by that.
I was
portrayal of
bothered.
the
I was
character.
more bothered by the fact that they fucking died without putting up a good fight. I thought that the movie would have had a decent fight with the Illuminati versus Scarlet Witch. It would have been more fun to watch. That's my disappointment.
Okay,
Did he fuck up? Yes, he did. It was a major fuck up.
right.
But did I give a shit? No, I did not.
Okay,
That was my issue with it. It's not. I don't care. I don't care. Like again, he is for me. He is the smartest man in this Marvel universe.
okay.
Okay, with the exception of Doctor Doom or whatever.
But you
But they're
Smartest man
always
alive. That's the difference.
So when they make the Fantastic Four movie, I hope they have a really good writer. And I'm not saying that he's going to be perfect, but
just
there has
fucking
to
make
be
something.
there
Yeah,
has to be excellent writing, especially for this character to be the smartest man alive in that movie.
He
in
needs
that
to be.
Fantastic
He needs to
Four.
be. Again, he made a mistake at that period of time because there was like an interruption of whatever they were trying to do. Like
Right.
they were being threatened, and he was trying to make whatever. Don't this isn't the way to go. Let's end this shit. Maybe it was arrogance because he was the Illuminati. I don't know. That
Right.
he probably said it.
Yeah, well, that's why.
But for me, that's kind of a plot point on how to kill Black Bolt, because of the fact that Black Bolt can literally speak his mind and Scarlet Witch would be gone.
Right, but I think there's still a way that could have been done, and that's the thing. The movie for me, it was entertaining. I had a great time at the movie theater watching it.
Me too.
But when you look back at it, there's a lot of, it's not airtight. There's a lot of things that. Another thing that bothered me was that she was already told, Wanda, your kid, Doctor Strange tells her, your kids are not real.
Yeah.
And she wants to go after them.
So what's the point of the fucking movie?
Right. But then she also had Vision, who was real, and her brother, who still exists somewhere in the multiverse.
Basically this movie fucking just destroyed whatever the story is in Vision, WandaVision.
Well, it could have made it even better if they actually introduced her real brother and not a Ralph Boner joke, and for her to actually reunite with him.
But again, this isn't like, this isn't the fault of like, an average whatever. It's the fault of like whatever the decisions they made. From what I heard, is this the same script that the first director had, or is this like something that Raimi had to rewrite a couple of things?
That I'm not sure.
And then do you have any idea if Raimi had any rewrites that he had to do with this movie? Pinhead?
Are you asking?
Yeah,
no.
I'm asking. No, you're not sure.
No one said anything about this
Okay.
fucking. Except the person was replaced and the person was.
Okay.
All
I just wanted to ask that question because again, if there was any sort of rewrites or whatever, then that would have been the fucking crossroads that they went one way instead of the other, because like that's my understanding. Like
because at the end of the day, if we're gonna do that, then the Illuminati should have never been in this movie to begin with. Period. That's that you could solve that real quick. There was no reason for it.
The multiverse again. They said that
it doesn't matter about the multiverse. You didn't need them in this movie for that. You already set up the establishment of what the multiverse was from the fucking Spider-Man movie you just did. You didn't need them. So there's many problems with this film. That's one of them. There's a multitude of madness of problems with this fucking film because of bad writing.
I read was that,
and I don't know who the bad writing comes from. I just know it's bad writing.
All I read was that Sam Raimi did not even want to do the Zombie Strange bit because he felt like it was too much of his style. But
too much Evil Dead.
But when the writer pitched it to him, he actually liked the idea. And I actually enjoyed that part. I also enjoyed the battle that he had with the evil Strange, with when they were fighting with the music notes or the music itself. I thought that was fascinating. There was some interesting stuff. I liked America Chavez and her character. I thought she was interesting as well. And then Mordo. I was curious. I thought it was interesting that we got to see Mordo, but not from the same Earth not from 616, but another Mordo from another. Or is it the same Mordo?
It's the same universe as with the Illuminati.
Okay. Yeah.
So they were the guys. The Illuminati were the guys that actually beat Thanos.
Right, and with that, like with this Thanos here. He's obviously killed. There's like something through his chest. They didn't have to aim for his head. And then someone even pointed out that they actually got to kill Thanos because Star-Lord wasn't there to fuck everything up.
Yeah.
So according to this, the two writers, the screenwriters were Michael Waldron and Jade Haley Bartlett. So There you go.
Yeah. But irregardless, I still enjoyed it. I just felt like there were some things that were missing and some things
Yeah,
that didn't add
there's
up.
always issues when it comes to like fucking movies like this, man.
Right.
You know, you just sit down and enjoy the ride, and you know, if there's something you don't like, you don't like. I didn't like the fight scene. That one little fight scene that they had with the Illuminati, because I thought, you know, me being a comic book nerd, like, you know, the Illuminati was like a big deal. So, you know, them not putting up a fight was, it wasn't a big deal to me. I was just like, oh, that's kind of disappointing. You know, they went about it the, you know, the Boba Fett way, like, you know, like crashing to the side of Jabba the Hutt's you know, ship and all that stuff. So
Right.
like, you know, they could have put up more of a fight, but again, you know, they're not the major characters in the movie. You know, it's Doctor Strange and it's you know, Scarlet Witch and they're just showing how fucking uber powerful Scarlet Witch became.
Right.
So
And then at the end, of course, is she dead? I don't think she's dead, of course. They're probably going to bring her back at some point.
she'll, I don't know. Maybe she'll have her fucking redemption arc someday.
Is
Like,
she
Who the
involved?
fuck
Is,
cares?
is the Scarlet Witch involved in the Secret Wars?
Yes.
Okay.
Even I know that, yes. So yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's-
any other thoughts on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness?
it was entertaining, to say the least. It's, you know, I like, my issue is my issue alone, and I was entertained regardless. Little homages to Sam Raimi's past works are cool. I like the scene where they were trying to protect America in the temple by covering up all the mirrors and all that stuff.
In the reflection, yeah.
Yeah, I think didn't Sam Raimi did do something like that in for like a movie? Pinhead, do you
It's
remember?
all copied bullshit. That's why I can't stand this movie now that I think about it. Fuck Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah, it was a, you know, the little, not the horror aspect of it, just because, like, you know, it's not really horror, but like the creepy factor on the side of the Scarlet Witch at that time was, I was like, oh yeah, they really are making her the big baddie. That's cool.
Yeah. And then when she fucking murders Professor X in his mind.
Yeah,
Oh,
snaps his neck, right?
Yeah. And he looked, someone even made a joke. He looked like he was in an Apple commercial wearing a black turtleneck.
If this was a real Sam Raimi movie, Wanda or somebody at the very least would have got raped by a tree.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Groot is in the Thor movie, so we have to
Well,
wait.
you could have put him in a cameo here. There's no reason not. I am Groot, bitch.
Oh, then you're gonna have all the, oh my god, what did they do to Groot? My childhood. My childhood from 2013.
Came the
to
boys
first
overnight, huh?
Guardians.
Yeah, hold my beer, boys.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all right.
There's your
you know,
Herogasm.
Wong did a great job again. There you go.
Yeah. So Wong still is the
The Supreme
Sorcerer Supreme,
Sorcerer Supreme, yeah, in 313
which
or 616. Sorry.
okay. And I thought that was interesting. I thought that when Doctor Strange came back and in Endgame, that he would be the Sorcerer Supreme again, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. But at least it leaves Doctor Strange to, like, he can do other stuff.
This has been like confusing me for a while. I don't know if you can help me out with this one. The big fight with Thanos in Endgame, was that in the past, or was that like 5 years in the future, or after the snap?
It was in present day. He time traveled to where they were.
He time traveled, right?
Yeah.
So the 5 years later shouldn't have existed anymore.
Exactly. He pulled a
Yes.
quantum leap.
I that because it's been bothering me for like a while, but like I just thought, like, you know, I'd ask you guys because like I may have like drawn it out in my head, like maybe I was like thinking it wrong or something. But thank you for for the confirmation.
You're not going crazy.
I mean, like I'm the fucking guy who thinks Mr. Fantastic is smart. So like that's fucking
I
crazy
know.
right there.
So
Well, you also think Batman's a pedophile, so.
Yeah, well, he is. It's canon. It's in the
God.
comic books.
Oh God.
I'm just saying.
Alrighty. So also want to mention Charlize Theron is now a part of the MCU at the end credits.
Who is she playing, by the way, Kuya?
That's what I keep asking everybody. No one wants to, like.
I don't
wanna-
know who she is.
Like the name. What did the name say? Vera?
I don't know who the fuck.
Clea. Okay, Clea. She is the daughter of the first opponent of Doctor Strange.
So nobody. She's a nobody. Like really.
She's
Dormammu,
yeah, she's Dormammu's kid.
and she can just
Wow, that
slice
makes
open the
Yep,
multiverse.
yep. She
So is that
can.
Mephisto confirmed?
Secret Wars is a green light go. So that's what it means.
Well, they're filming Secret Wars right now, so
Oh,
Of course they are.
I
Of course they are. That has to be the next event. Where do we go from Infinity War? Secret War.
I really
Uh,
hope
You
they
did
don't fuck it
Civil
up.
War. Where do we go from here? As Filter once said, Secret Wars.
I really hope they don't fuck it up because it's
Kuya,
gonna,
stop it. You already know they're going to. Let's not play games
and then
here.
what's the story with his third eye? I don't understand that.
because he used the Darkhold. Remember the Mr.
Sinister
or
Strange, yeah.
the Doctor Strange, the evil Doctor Strange said like if you use the Darkhold, there's always repercussions for the user.
Yes.
So since he used it to do the zombie Doctor Strange thing, since he used it, that's the repercussion.
But what's its
So,
significance though? That's what I don't understand.
That means he can go bad. Doctor Strange can go bad.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So, and in terms of the Secret Wars, that might be a bad thing for some heroes. That might be a good thing for some heroes.
Okay.
I don't know which direction they're going to go, but there you go.
Yeah,
But I just hope they don't mess it up. That's all. Because the billions and billions that they're gonna lose if they fuck it up is gonna be immense.
So supposedly Secret War is not a movie, it's a series on Disney Plus. Which I'm like, really? Or unless they're just
upcoming?
Yeah, unless they're just gonna use that to set up the next movie event. Because I mean they
I
clearly
hope either that or they're trolling because
because they're filming right now, and you've got Keira Knightley and Sam Jackson.
They're going the Kree route, Pinhead. They're not going soups.
So, but then
I'm out.
No, you're talking about Secret Invasion. That's not Secret Wars. That's different.
Okay, Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was about
Secret
ready to say because that sounds like more Kree Secret Invasion.
Yeah. Secret Invasion is different. Yeah,
is the series.
Yeah, Secret Wars is different. That's
that has to be a movie. That has to be.
It's gonna be like Avengers 7 or 8 or whatever. So
right,
but they've already. Never mind.
So go ahead.
He's getting a headache now because
I can't do it anymore. I can't. This is why I hate Fightful. I hate Marvel. I can't stand this shit. Okay, I'm good. I can't do it anymore.
So
I can't.
We can't forget to mention Bruce Campbell as Pizza Papa.
I know. Just so he can tell us it's over.
Pizza Papa always gets paid.
yeah.
Well, I mean, they're always going to be there for each other. That didn't bother me because I was hoping to get, unless I missed it, where was Ted Remy? His brother. I wanted that shit.
Yeah.
Did I miss that? I might have missed it, but I was hoping like.
Was he one of the guards?
To get on Disney Plus.
Pinhead, was he one of the guards?
If he was, like I said, I missed it. I was
or he could have been like one of the guys in Christine's wedding.
Well, if anybody here on this podcast, you, Jester, Mike, finds it out, or any listeners, please tell me because I need to see that because that's just as much of a go-to as Bruce Campbell is. So it's like Clint Howard being in a Ron Howard movie as a cameo. Like he's got to help a brother out. So if he was in the film, please enlighten me and let me know. Anyone, because I don't remember it.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Granted, I only saw the film once, so I don't
Well,
know.
you gotta
shit
watch
about
it again on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because I forgot to mention they did drop it on Wednesday, the same time as Obi-Wan Part 6 and Miss Marvel Episode 3.
Yeah, I know.
That's when I watched it after I saw Obi-Wan. So
Okay.
So Kuya, how is Miss Marvel? You liking it?
it's not for me, but I understand the change. Like remember, like before, I was a little mad because they made the fucking changes and all that shit, right? I understand what they're doing right now because they actually retconned the whole entire story about her because her story is she's like Shang-Chi, that she's part of the jinn, like the magical creatures in Islamic faith.
Yeah.
So her great grandma or her grandma is like full on jinn, and she's like half jinn or whatever, and she can she has the ability to use the little bangles of power that they have. So that they retconned it so that it's more
I don't
palatable
know.
to what they're trying to do with the Marvels movie. And when the like, it's still not for me. I saw like the first 3 episodes and I'm like,
Night
Well,
Flight.
it's too cute. Can I
I
say that
like
it's too cute?
No,
It,
I
it,
like
it's it's
cute, depending.
it's like you're gonna like it because there's a lot of like hot minority women. Content. There's
Like,
gonna like
you're
the grandma's hot. I'm just saying.
Ooh,
And Moon Knight, I saw 3 episodes. I understand the Egyptian mythos. It's still not for me because I told you guys I never was a Moon Knight fan or or in the comics. So it looks, it seems interesting. It reminded me of like MacGyver in a sense. Like the first season of MacGyver when he was doing all the adventures and stuff. So that was that's how I saw it.
yeah, if those adventures were really, really, really fucking boring, yeah.
Yeah. So but yeah,
And he
and
had a split personality, yeah, sure.
but yeah, Moon Knight's not for me. I gave it the old Pinhead 3 episode try, and I'm good. I'm good with that. Um, I understand the Miss Marvel, like how the people would like it and stuff. So I understand, and I'm okay with the retcon, with how they changed her
I was
mythos.
hoping for those damn Terrigen Miss 99
That's what I was hoping
man
too.
hands, man.
That was
I wanted the man hands.
Well,
I
she uses the big man hand light projection in this.
yeah.
I
It was
don't
green.
want
It
all
was
that
the Green
shit.
Lantern gauntlet hand.
That teasing shit.
No, he wants the
I
stretchy hands.
want
Real,
someone
yeah.
to get clapped with the man hands.
The real deal.
I wanted
Yeah.
to fight crime with the man hands. Fuck all the. I'm gonna make sock puppets out of my man hand. Like fuck that. I want to see her clap bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the 3rd episode just last night. I liked it.
You like how pretty
like
the
it.
grandma was?
I
The
liked
grandma's
it. Yeah.
pretty, right?
Yeah. Well, lots
She's
of
doing
her,
grandma.
her friend is really pretty too.
No, the grandma's pretty. I was like, man, like
You think we'll get any of that in She-Hulk? We're coming toward what might be a disaster. Who knows?
that's my
Oh,
yeah.
we shall wait and see.
When is that supposed to come out?
That's supposed to be
August?
July, I think.
Oof, that's not too far.
Let me double check. I thought
After
it was
Miss
July.
Marvel.
Maybe
I
August.
saw the preview for it. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
So I don't know if I think I may have mentioned it on the show, but I was reading one of the articles. One of the visual effects guys that was working on it actually posted online and replied and let people know, like they got notes from the studio heads and the upper leadership, and they were told to make her look more feminine and make her look slimmer and all that stuff.
Hell no.
So they're just doing their job. They're following.
I wanted her
orders, basically.
athletic and thick like she is in the comics. I wanted her.
So
She's bigger than Gina Carano, for Christ's
Yeah, like
So
Like-
She-Hulk is August 17, 2022.
I was about ready to say it. I thought it was more in August because
Yeah.
we have to get through Miss Marvel first before we can get through next to go on to She-Hulk. So
Right.
Yeah.
But before you
Miss
know it,
Mar-
hey, we'll be in July, and then before you know it,
I
August.
know.
Yeah. We get
I'm
to.
just
I'm curious to see what everyone thinks of She-Hulk because it'll be interesting.
I'll.
well, I
I'll
like the
s-
actress. That's what breaks my
Yeah.
heart. Like I love her. Like Orphan Black is one
Orphan
of my
Black, yeah,
all-time-
in sci-fi, right? That's
Orphan
the girl.
Black- as far as sci-fi is concerned, Orphan Black is one of the greatest series to come out in the last 15 years. It's been better than the last couple of seasons of Doctor Who. So that, like, I love her, but we'll see. We'll see.
Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah, Tatiana Maslany, she's a fantastic actress, and her show, like I said, Orphan Black. If you have not seen any of it, watch the first 2 episodes and tell me you don't get sucked in.
2 episodes, huh?
Just watch 2 episodes and tell me you don't
It's
get
on
sucked
Hulu, right?
in.
Orphan Black, or is it on Netflix?
I saw it on Amazon Prime where I saw it.
Okay.
And so I missed the first 2 seasons and I saw it on Amazon Prime and then I caught up, and by the time I just started watching it when it was on air on the BBC. So I'm telling you, watch 2 episodes and tell me you don't get sucked in, and then okay, I'll be shocked. I will be shocked.
Wow. Even
Because
beating your.
the first episode of what she goes through alone makes you go, oh shit, and then it just keeps going. So go ahead.
So it's right under that 3-episode. Give it a try.
You don't even need the 3 strikes. Like,
And it
tell me
gets
you don't
you.
get sucked in within the first 2. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked.
It's one of those original conceptions. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Interesting. I'm gonna have to put that on my list then.
it's a very good show.
So I also mentioned the Umbrella Academy season 3.
Oh,
It dropped on Wednesday. I've always enjoyed the series since the first season, and I've loved the cast. So season 2 was okay. I thought it was still interesting. I still watched it, and then season 3 I started episode 1, and then before you know it, mild spoilers, because. Well, spoilers if you haven't seen, if you've seen season 2, they basically go back to what they think is their own timeline, but something's been changed up. And before they get into this big ass battle, what you know is going to be a big fight, they start dance fighting they start doing Footloose. And I was like, is this really happening? And I thought it was great because Umbrella Academy is the kind of show that's quirky and gets to do a lot of other fun stuff, amongst other things. But I thought it actually worked, and I love the dance sequence. So if you're watching Umbrella Academy season 3, let me know. I'm curious to see who else is watching it. Kuya, did you ever start that series?
I started season 1. I didn't get to watch season 2 at all. Just
Okay.
because, like, season 1 was cool. They should have ended it right there, but I don't know.
Well, there's
But
several.
but again, because of how popular it was at the time when season 1 came out, they fucking everybody loved season 1,
Right.
so they had to do season 2, and I think I saw a couple of episodes, if I'm not mistaken. And then when they were talking about going back in time and all that shit, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. So.
And
So it sucks.
one of the creators is Gerard Way, who is also known for My Chemical Romance for the comics,
Oh
Yep.
God.
and he's actually a pretty accomplished comic book writer. I know he's also written other comic books as well.
Well, he wrote Umbrella Academy. That's his baby.
Now
That's his
I
baby.
know why.
Is he the sole creator? I thought he was.
No, that's
He's
one of
co-creator.
he's one of he's one of the creators. But
Yeah,
it-
yeah.
Now I know why I hate it so much.
My Chemical Romance.
They suck.
But yeah,
The concept is good. Like the power, the abilities of the people For me, they're very. It's different, it's different and quirky from what you normally see as powers. Like the
Right.
strongest person is the weakest one that has that has a fucking violin that will destroy people. I was like,
Right.
hey, that's kind of a good concept. Like the youngest one is like the oldest one
Yeah.
because like he never aged.
Right. And he basically lived like
Yeah.
several
And,
years.
and in the show or in the show, I liked the actor because he was like 12. He looked like he was like 12 years old, but he was like cussing like a sailor.
Yes.
I was like, what the like,
Number
who's this-
5.
yeah, who's this kid?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the concept is good and all that stuff, but people just get a little too greedy.
What do you think about their time traveling concept? Because I know you're a stickler for time travel.
They were gonna make changes, and number 5 was saying, if we make changes, we're not gonna go back to the old thing. We're gonna jump into the new thing, and everybody seemed okay with it. But then like now they want the old thing back. So I don't fucking understand what's going on. So I'm like, because they said that white violin is the root cause of all the destruction, right? That's her name, right? Or that's sorry, I'm sorry, I'm Edgar Page or not
Elliot.
Elliot Page. I'm sorry.
Plays Victor.
That's a better name though, Edgar.
Who
Yeah.
plays Victor now?
Yeah.
From
Yes.
Vanya.
Yes. Instead of Vanya, yeah, the white violin, right? So, like, the character was supposed to be the bringer of death, the destroyer of the world. It's all that stuff. They saved her,
Right.
but and shit still happened. I don't understand that. I was like, okay, yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I need to recatch up and stuff like that. In regards to Umbrella Academy, I just remember the fucking chimp like talking like a British butler.
Yeah.
I like that guy, so it's pretty cool.
Kuya, by the way,
Yes, sir.
after the show, send me a list of the best Fantastic Four issues that I can read, because I got Marvel Unlimited and some of them may be on there. They have a fucking shit ton of the old shit and new stuff. So send me your list so I can understand your hero.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try to send you something.
You took it the wrong way. I was asking you a question, so but
No. I understand.
You can send me the issues. We'll end it right there. Send me.
No. I understood your
No,
question.
that's fine. Just please send me the issues, please.
Gotcha.
So
And I need it done tonight because I need something to read tonight before I go to bed. So if you could, not to demand, but if you could do it tonight, thank you.
Sure.
So I just want to mention the cast of some of the Umbrella Academy. You're talking about number 5. Number 5, who was played by Aidan Gallagher.
Yeah. Is
it
the same guy?
Yeah. He's 18 years old right now.
Okay.
But it's funny because the character is great in season 1. He's like basically an old man and he's like drinking coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
I like their uniforms in like when they show flashbacks because they're basically wearing prep school uniforms, but they have the domino masks. And then someone even did a Photoshop of him during season 1. Someone did a Photoshop of number 5 of Aidan Gallagher as a Robin. And I thought it was like, holy shit, that actually would be pretty cool because the kid can act. And then some of the characters that I also enjoyed from season 1 were not just part of the Umbrella Academy. It was Mary J. Blige as Cha-Cha and the other guy as Hazel.
I will agree on that. As much as I hate that show, Mary J. Blige is fantastic, and she still looks fucking.
They were great. I loved following their characters because it was set up as like why are they trying to kill this kid? Like what's going on here? Like,
Well, it felt like a
loved their
bargain
banter.
bin X-Files team too. So I was like, fuck yeah, here we go.
Right.
Mulder and Coffee, you know, my baby girl. With her.
Yeah.
That looks good.
And then we also joining season 3 is Javon Walton, who plays Stan. He actually plays Ash in Euphoria. And this kid, there's also been a Photoshop. So he's actually only 15 years old. So he's perfect kid. I don't know what they're planning with the next Batman movie, or if they're ever planning to make a Batfleck movie or whatever. They've also tried. Someone has also made a Photoshop of this kid as a young Damian Wayne, and it kind of fits perfectly because he's still a kid, and the kid can also act. It'd be easy enough to get him into stunt training and fight training. And then other members of the new cast as well is Genesis Rodriguez, also known as Jenny Rodriguez, who played what's his name? Haley Joel Osment's girlfriend in Tusk.
Tusk.
Yes. Yes. So but yeah, I'm enjoying. I'm on episode 3. I'm taking my time with it, just in time to finish it, and then on July 1st, it'll be time for Stranger Things season 4, volume 2. So
she's in the. Can you check something for me? She's in the Green Inferno, correct? Because if that's the truth, that's Eli Roth's girl.
Let me see. The Green Inferno. Genesis Rodriguez. Do you remember roughly what year The Green Inferno was released? It's not showing. I'm not seeing it here.
So let's check real quick because I'm interested. (2013) or no 15? No, it was someone else. It was
someone else.
No, it was Lorenz Izio from Your. She was in the movie with your girl, Anna de Armas. She was in the Knock Knock movie. So I can.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's Eli Roth's woman. So
right. Okay.
Or she used to be. I think they broke up. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Speaking of Ana de Armas, we forgot to talk about it last episode. The teaser trailer for the Marilyn Monroe NC-17 film coming to Netflix, and I'm sure theaters for limited release was released. So looks really interesting and fascinating because supposedly it's based on the book, based on the actual events and real stuff that happened to her when she was alive. So the trailer looks really interesting. And I also think it's interesting when she's in her dressing room. Someone pointed out, and it made me go back and watch the teaser trailer again, is that when she's talking to herself, her reflection in the mirror, you see in the foreground of the frame that she's not moving, and yet her reflection is laughing and moving and doing all the movements there. So I thought that was really fascinating to see. So we're probably gonna be getting at least a decent amount of her talking to herself in the mirror.
It'll be appropriate for when she was on the drugs. So
there you go. So that's pretty much all I have, unless you guys want to mention anything else. Before I forget, I highly recommend if you're looking for an audio podcast that's different from the others, Batman Unburied, which is an original series produced by Spotify, of course, and Warner Brothers in DC. Season 1 is done. There's 10 episodes, and they're pretty short too. They're about 20, 23 minute, 30-minute episodes. But I just easily kept going and binging them, and I really enjoyed it. So the cast is great as well. It stars Winston Duke as Batman, and then Star Wars fans who are very familiar with Sam Witwer is also stars in it, and there's also a bunch of other cast members. But they did announce the second season. So it says here, dive into the Batman audio universe. And they are returning for a second season. It is the podcast that, believe it or not, beat the #1 podcast on Spotify, which is Joe Rogan.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say filmmaker Mike and the boys.
That'll be the day, right?
Hey, that would be kind of cool.
Hey, who knows?
That would be justice, but there you go.
But yeah, I was surprised, and of course, a lot of the Batman fan accounts made memes and all these things, and it said, of course, nobody beats Batman. The only person that can beat Joe Rogan is Batman himself.
Well,
but yes,
and I can kind of understand it because it's something new and it's really good. Because I've been listening to it too, and it is fantastic.
oh, awesome! That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's been good. I've had a blast. I'm on the last 2 episodes, so I haven't
Okay.
finished it. But so far, it's been fucking amazing.
Right? It's great.
Good writing, good voice acting. So I could kind of understand why. Because like I said, it's something new, and like you said, it's fucking Batman. Like.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic. I've had a good time with it so far. Unless they shit the bed in the last 2 episodes, which I hope they don't, which I doubt they will. It's been great for me. So
are you ready now to hear the not so great news about it?
oh god, no, but go ahead. If we
Scripted
have
audio,
to.
Batman Unburied, a scripted audio series created and executive produced by David S. Goyer.
Oh god, I want to throw up in my mouth and in my eyeballs. God.
Yeah.
I can't even say that because, like I said, and I've even admitted it on this show in the past. David S. Goyer can write when he wants to. He wrote Dark City. Dark City is one of my all-time favorites. He helped write Man of Steel and The Dark Knight. Like, let's not be foolish that he doesn't.
Right.
But there's also other grot that he's done that he's proud that he's done that we're not going to mention. That's why I say the Hellraiser film can be 50-50 because we could get Dark City, David S. Goyer for Hellraiser, who's actually a fan, or Man of Steel, or we could get. We won't go down the road because it'll be a rant. So anyway, we'll move on.
I wanted to mention the cast real quick because the cast I thought was the characters are great and the cast is fantastic. So of course Winston Duke plays Batman, Bruce Wayne, Jason Isaacs, Lance Reddick, Tox Olagundoy, David S. Goyer, Ashley Burke, Sam Witwer, Gina Rodriguez, Hassan Minhaj, Jim Peary, and Emmy Raver Lampman, who's also from the Umbrella Academy. So really fantastic cast. I highly suggest checking it out. It's basically an audio book, but it's way
who's
shorter
David
than
S.
audio.
Goyer playing in that? Which
That's a good
voice is
question.
he?
I'm not sure.
Because you did. Oh, okay.
It's not telling me which character he plays. But
Random
without
bomb
spoiling,
number 2. Who knows?
yeah. But without spoiling anything, they've captured the character of Batman and the story, I think, perfectly, and brought us something fresh and new. So
They sure have. It's
I really
good.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
It's good.
So highly recommended. Check it out. And I'm glad we're getting a season 2. And I hope that when season 2 drops, we get a little bit longer because I just love the longer the episode, like keep going, like, more storytelling and fantastic sound effects. It just takes you into the story. So
Yeah, they've got me through a lot of long nights at work, so I will give them the credit.
And I do want to mention, what's his name? Winston Duke's Batman voice is really fascinating because it's something different and yet something new and almost similar, but it's still different. He sets himself apart from what we've seen before or what we've heard before. So that's Batman Unburied. I forgot to mention while we were discussing Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Kevin Feige just announced that Marvel will be coming back to Hall H for Comic-Con this year after 3 years, of course, of not having Comic-Con, or at least of not, they had it last year, but it was around November and it was a smaller Comic-Con. So they are coming back this year. So expect to see big announcements then. And as far as their plans for Phase 5 and all the brand new series and movies that they're planning and I'm sure they'll probably announce new cast members or new movies.
They're gonna have a shit ton. They're gonna be coming out guns blazing.
Yeah.
DC,
So,
you better be on your feet, boy.
oh, if only.
If only.
If
But
only.
If only.
they better announce something.
Pinhead, I sent you a instant message.
Oh, I see. I'll look at it. Thank you, sir. Because I'm gonna, like I said, after we're off, we're gonna be.
It's like I said on the this is a disclaimer for you because I know you don't like that the link. The link is from Screen Rant, and you know you don't like I know you don't like Screen Rant a lot. So, but I can vouch for the episodes that they have or the
That's
issues
fine.
that they
That's
posted.
fine. As long as you co-sign for them.
Okay, but
Because I trust you. I
but
trust you.
I would definitely start with the old '60s one. If
Well,
you have it,
that's the ones I want in the first place. The old school shit, not the new.
the
Earth
Jack Kirby,
313, 45, and the Earth 69. No, I want the old
yeah,
fucking Stanley shit.
Stanley, Jack
shit.
Kirby, yep, yeah,
Yeah, Jack Kirby. No, I want that shit.
yep. And then
Not this new age pussy shit.
they have some there.
That's fine. We'll get to those once I've gone through the legends first.
Yeah. The reason I'm like championing the Fantastic Four is just because of the fact that they deserve something better. The movies that they had was okay for me. I was entertained, yeah.
Because
but
they
it
had
could've-
Jessica Alba.
Sure, but
That's what you always said before.
I know. Yeah, I understand, but it could have been better.
But
Right?
like I said, I understand where you're coming from. I'll find out for myself and let them speak for themselves because if it's that good, they can tell me themselves.
Yep. They're the first
And
family.
I don't, and like I said, I may not know a lot about comic books, but I know enough to know about Stan Lee and his great. Let's not do this. Like I know enough to know about Stan Lee and Ditko, and so I'll let them speak for themselves.
Gotcha.
And then we'll talk about it on the next episode. We'll literally stay tuned, folks. This is why you want to hear to the next episode, because you'll hear my review on what Kuya gave me on the next episode next week. So
cool.
Yeah, because I'm reading them tonight as soon as we're done. So
I was just imagining, wouldn't it be awesome if DC just announced like, we've got a panel for Comic-Con. Zack Snyder will be here. Stay tuned for more. See it to believe it. And then Zack Snyder, because the last time in 2013 for San Diego Comic-Con, when they had Man of Steel just came out in June. They had Comic-Con in July. They announced Zack Snyder came out there and he had what's his name? I want to get his name right. The guy who plays our general and Martian Manhunter. Harry Lennox Jr. They had he had Harry Lennox Jr. come out at the panel, or Harry Lennox. They had he called upon Harry Lennox to introduce the next movie in the DC universe, and all Harry Lennox read was the lines of Batman and Superman when Batman was telling him, Clark, I want you to remember this day when you were beaten by a human being, blah, 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 from The Dark Knight, from Frank Miller's The Dark Knight. And then right after that, they flashed the Batman and Superman symbol on the screen, and the crowd went fucking wild because they basically announced Batman versus Superman Comic-Con of 2013. And we didn't get the movie till 2016. And then, of course, we all know how it was still to this day very polarizing for many people, for many fans. But, the guy had a plan. And that was still one of my favorite moments when they announced that. I remember that day. I remember seeing the video. The crowd went fucking wild. And I'm pretty sure that was Hall H as well. But if only Warner Brothers Discovery would come to their senses.
So, Jester, before we sign off, can you do me one favor for the sound box?
What's that?
Anytime Mike talks about, DC, can you play some King of Wishful Thinking from Go West? Like the song, because that's what it'll be. It really is like just a snippet of it.
I'll have to get that.
I'm the king of wishful thinking.
Well,
It's from the Pretty Woman soundtrack, by
Oh,
the
yeah.
way, just for
Okay.
those that don't know.
it's a great song.
It is a great song, and it epitomizes Mike's hope for what's
Right?
what's
Well,
not
I
to
mean,
come ever.
I'm apparently crazy because,
You're
that's-
not crazy. You're just very optimistic, and I admire that.
I'm
but
still hoping.
yeah, I know.
Holy shit. Oh, and then
Or at least play Crystal Methods, keep hope alive. Do that.
or Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah, don't stop believing.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, actually, in regards to next week's episode, I should have mentioned it to you guys earlier. We're gonna take a break for next week.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 4th of July's coming.
So you'll have more time to read some comic books.
Yeah, and then I'll have more time to either praise or criticize Kuya. We'll see.
You can do whatever you want. I stand by what I said. So
And I just thought it was fun to come back at the discussion from last week, just because we were just talking about it. And
And it
that's
was
why,
good to trigger Kuya because he definitely got triggered.
oh yeah, I was, but again,
I know. You don't have to tell us. We
No,
can tell. It was admitting
but
off your
I
pores.
again, like I said, I stand where I stand, and I stood where I stood with what I said last week. So,
and that's why I was surprised, because I just assumed that you already saw Doctor Strange, but
No.
then we never, and that's why when you said in the group chat that you saw Doctor Strange, I was like, oh, okay. So now I was curious to find out your thoughts on John
It-
Krasinski's.
again,
fantastic.
his mental capacity to think or to analyze, it's not a superpower because that's in him. He was a scientist.
Why the fuck you lying?
Right? Way to go. Yeah. So, anyways, it's not a superpower. So, if he made a mistake, then so be it. He made a mistake. Everybody makes a mistake. He's human.
Right.
So,
But not the greatest mind of our time.
That's the super genius.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. That I'm saying.
so the
when they
greatest
make
mind
that-
in Star
that-
Wars fucking did not detect the Sith.
He wasn't the greatest mind then.
The dark side clouds everything. There's your explanation.
Yeah, that's the ultimate.
Well, it is.
Everything. He should have
That's what-
detected that motherfucker because he's the most in tune with the Force. He should have known that.
The dark side clouds.
Get the fuck out of here with that. That's
But
not
then,
an
by
excuse.
all
I'm
means,
sorry.
By all means, tell the guy who created it. Tell the guy who wrote it, George Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's not in the conversation anymore because he sold it to Disney.
It does not
Oh.
matter. It is what was established in the story.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing that accent.
I know. That's
What was I gonna say? That's why I'm saying when they make that Fantastic Four movie, the writing has to be done very well. That his big fuck up will be when he miscalculates or does something.
Yeah. And
when
then
they end up getting
he'll
exposed.
fix it. Yeah.
Right. So
That's
it has
what-
to be done. It has to be done very well. It has to be written well.
He did that in the first movie, in the first one with Jessica, whatever.
Jessica, come on.
With Jessica Alba. So,
Jessica Alba, your biggest crush from every time this guy says something, like he'll watch a movie with Jessica. You watch Blue Crush? Was it Blue Crush with Jessica
No.
Alba and Paul Walker?
No.
I didn't see
What's
that.
that one where they're diving deep in the wall?
I didn't see that one.
Oh, I'm surprised. I thought you just said Jessica Alba. Anything Jessica Alba's in, you're in.
It's okay. I just masturbated to her.
What the fuck?
There we go. All righty.
now,
Yeah.
we're working. All
I
right.
thought it would be fair to let our listeners know that hey, we're gonna be taking a break.
Well, I didn't know. So
We're taking a break next week. Just because we're done with Obi-Wan, we can get back into the boys will still. I think we're gonna have 8 episodes, right? So
I
we're
think so.
getting-
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting episode 7 this week and then episode 8. So if we come back.
So yeah, when we come back, we'll talk
2
about
weeks.
the last 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So
and before we sign off, the movie you were talking about, Mike, that he masturbated to from Jessica Alba was Into the Blue. Into the Blue.
Into the Blue. There we go. Blue Crush. I was thinking that's a different
Crush.
surfing movie
the surfer movie.
That's
from
the surfer
fucking-
movie with
Yeah. From,
no.
with Kate Bosworth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, she's hot in that too, and that's Lois Lane, Superman Returns.
And what's her name? Dom Toretto's girlfriend was in it too. Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh,
Michelle
that's right.
Rodriguez.
That's right.
She was the
the
Aloha
rebel
girl.
surfer.
She was
rebel.
the Aloha girl.
Yep,
She was supposed to be
Aloha
Hawaiian,
rebel.
but like
That's
she's not. You know.
Right. Man, interesting. Well, yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's pretty much it. We hope the listeners enjoyed, or the viewers, if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to comment. I did get some comments on
fuck ourselves.
I did get some comments on the last few episodes on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
Well, it wasn't like the best, most enlightening, because I was like, okay, can you please elaborate? I mean, I'd love to hear.
Wait. We got some bad comments on YouTube, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
please.
it wasn't necessarily towards us.
Oh,
And that's the
okay.
thing. I would have appreciated more criticism or something negative towards us,
What'd they say?
but it was mostly towards like so it was
The production was like subpar.
mostly towards the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, saying it's not a good show.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. So that
Christ.
they're not liking it. Okay.
And then also it's hold on.
So they're just voicing their opinions. That's fine.
Yeah. And then there was also one that was like, don't support Disney Star Wars. Don't listen to Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just
Sweating
like,
over nothing then. Don't yet.
and I'm just like, really? That's it? Like I would have.
Well, I was the way you were talking. I was hoping we were getting some hate mail soon.
Yeah, no
That's what I
kidding,
thought
bro.
too.
Yeah, here we go, baby.
Something intimate.
Because we would
Got
have
my
responded,
hopes up.
right? We would have responded
my hopes up.
expeditiously.
Yeah, that too. And I would have appreciated that. At least they're voicing their opinions. But hey,
Well,
maybe
that's why I'm
now,
like, you got my hopes up.
maybe now we'll get some.
Yeah, I hope so. Especially after this episode. Bring it, bitches.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
want that hate mail.
I'd love to hear what everyone else thought of Obi-Wan Kenobi as a series. The boys as well on Herogasm, whether you thought the marketing was a little overhyped or it was just right. I mean, when you say Splooge Fest, I mean, it's a fest, right?
Hell,
I mean-
even if you want to, you can come and talk that shit about how Jonathan Cena's returning to wrestling this Monday. Go ahead, talk that shit, because it returns tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna forward you something on Instagram.
Oh God, please don't if it's that.
So real quick, one of the guy who plays Ben on Umbrella Academy. So the guy who plays his brother Diego is taking video of Ben, the guy who plays Ben, on the set, and every time he gets him, he's playing the John Cena theme song.
God.
And the guy who plays Ben is just like, "What are you doing?" Like every time, like he gets him several different times, and it's just hilarious. So I'm gonna forward that to you.
No, thank you. That'll be a treat.
Now I almost feel like wanting to do that. Every time I see you, I'm gonna play the theme song and wait for you to recognize it.
Oh
man.
man.
I'll just get it for the soundboard here.
Oh,
there you
what
go.
a treat.
And his name was John Cena. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
So Jonathan Cena is coming back on Monday, tomorrow.
Yes, because it's the big anniversary, so
Okay.
he will be making an appearance.
So I do want to mention, if you guys want to check out that John Cena Umbrella Academy bit, go to Castaneda Wong, his Instagram, and then you'll see the clips of him getting the actor who plays Ben all the time. And then Castaneda Wong's caption even says, "Hire us," and then he tags at John Cena. Also, tell a story. So,
All
there
right,
you
fuck
go.
John Cena. I got some real heroes to go read. Fuck John Cena. Fuck him.
All righty. Well, I guess by the time, if we get back within the next episode within 2 weeks, another movie that Kuya's been waiting for will also be out by then.
Yay.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Can't wait.
So
It'll
clocking
be,
in.
it'll be quite a combination. Kuya's favorite movie will be out, and my hero will be out in full effect by the time we come back in wrestling, Jonathan.
Yeah.
So this
So-
is gonna be a great next episode. This is
What an
something-
interesting time to be alive.
yeah.
I can't wait for them to make fun of cancer. So there you go.
Well, according to what's her name?
Oh, they didn't go that route.
According to what she
okay.
said.
What's her name?
Well, or hold on, sorry. I missed.
I'm sorry, I just
What,
love
Jessica
it.
Alba? Like,
No,
what
not
the fuck
Jessica
are you
Alba.
talking about?
Yeah,
I think
Elizabeth
I may have seen another guy's early thoughts on Thor: Love and Thunder, and he said that supposedly that story was handled quite well, according to him. So I'm curious to see. I'm still curious to see it for myself. It's Thor: Love and Thunder is clocking in under 2 hours.
Under 2 hours.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
what
an
true.
hour.
What's her name said? Grace Randolph. You
Yeah,
know?
it's like an hour and 59.
Wow.
And what she begins her early non-spoilerish review.
Her
with saying-
business review. It's a business
review. Yeah, I can't wait to see Thor 5 because apparently this is the start of a second trilogy. So she can't wait to see Thor 5. But then
Exactly. She wished it was here tomorrow.
it's gonna take a while because Taika Waititi is going to be making his Star Wars movie.
Oh, great.
Does not deal with any legacy characters. It's gonna be having new characters.
Yeah, honestly, he's doing his own
I can't
thing,
wait for
so-
stormtroopers to have like that fucking conversation that they did in the Mandalorian. Hey,
And I
We're-
love
we're
in
kind of
Grace's
captured.
I love in Grace's review without saying it, she all but says, fuck his Star Wars movie, make Thor 5.
Yeah.
Like that's great, dude. He's like, fuck that Star Wars movie, make Thor 5.
Well, also, I forgot to mention on my Top Gun Maverick review, there are some Star Wars references. I don't know if it's intentional or coincidental in that movie, where I mentioned in the group chat, if they get the story and the feel right of Rogue Squadron, if they got to be watching Top Gun Maverick. They don't have to copy that movie, but they just have to get the tone and the story and the feel right, because Patty Jenkins' father was a pilot, and that's why she was inspired to make a movie about pilots, because of her father, who sadly passed away while he was actually flying a plane. So the story means a lot to her. So I hope she cracks a story that has a lot of heart in it with Rogue Squadron. I think it would be amazing. It would be awesome, but
I think so
It'll be
too.
wild.
It'll be good. And as long as it doesn't take place in the 84, she'll be good.
oh man. And then have Pedro Pascal saying what is, I forgot what he says. Oh, it could be better. Life is good, but it could be better. All righty. Well, that's it. Thank you guys for listening or watching, for your continued support. We want to thank Brad again for joining us.
Thank you, Brad.
The episode, and thank you guys. It's always fun to have this podcast and discuss and argue and get heated at times, but it's part of the fun.
Nothing but
Yeah,
love.
contrary to the popular belief, I love you fans. I wish I could lick your lollipops 11 times, but there you go.
Only 11.
And 12
Well,
one
we
is
got
too
to see
much,
how much it takes to get to the center,
right? 12th time is too much.
Yeah, 12 times not the charm,
All righty. Thank you guys. Stay safe out there. See you all soon. May the force be with you.
Jester likes orc titties.
Live
Dear
long.
Oh
Lord.
my God. Hold on. Now you
Oh,
mentioned-
no.
Why are you doing
Kuya,
that?
what the hell, man? Jeez.
Well, I
bro.
bet you should have seen Jester's face when I explained to him they are now going to introduce female orcs
Orc
in-
titties. Orc
in Rings
titties,
of
orc
Power.
titties,
So
orc
forget
titties.
elven titties. It's now orcan titties.
Hell yeah.
All right, this is a quick wrap since we were gonna roll out here. I'm just gonna say that it makes no sense to have female orcs because like the orcs are genderless.
Well, how do they make babies then?
They're made, dude. They don't make babies. They're made.
How do they
They're
make
like,
babies?
they're like organic machines.
Like, what do you mean? Like, do they just like puke it out?
Well, in the Two Towers, you see it, right?
We
They
watched
come
it in
out
the
of
Two
the-
Towers.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did,
But then I pointed it to Jester in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. The orcs are very much male. Like they are genderless, but then they're pretty much portrayed as guys.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
'Cause, I mean, most of them were local New Zealanders that they used as extras.
You didn't have any women.
Guess not. Well, I mean, I don't know. I
it's
just,
on the menu, boys.
from what I understand in the books, they're never described as such. So, like, You know, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. And like, why?
In this environment,
Why change something that was already done well?
Well,
in this
titties
environment,
are on the menu now, boys.
Oh,
titties
gosh,
are on the
dude.
menu.
But hey, what do you think of their look though? They look good, right? The details on
So
the
the
prosthetics
photo,
and the-
yeah, the photographs that we saw, like, holy crap, they look fantastic. They look like they're going back to the look of, I mean, minor changes, but they're going full prosthetics and stuff like that. So they look like the original orcs from the original movies, and like that's where the Hobbit fell flat because he just used all CGI and it got dumb.
Boy.
So
I
like,
can't wait for that prosthetic titties then.
but I see, with Kuya running his mouth, this is the thing that I hate about this show so far, is that like they keep releasing information and it's not easing my mind at all. With like, obviously I'm gonna watch it, I'll probably even finish it, but like I'm not confident in this show at all. And it's funny to me because they've been bragging about how this is the most expensive television show ever made and blah 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 blah, but it's like they're changing source material for no reason other than, like, honestly, I can't even say what's the reason. Like, it makes no sense. Why would you change the source material?
Because they have the money.
And that's what's
And-
stupid. It's like,
And I'll
why?
keep keying aside, and I'm being serious. When is this show slated to come out?
Late this year, right?
September.
I thought September, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, that's okay.
So speaking of the budget real quick, this is from Screen Rant. The Rings of Power show budget will cost more than $1 billion. So that's for the entire, and I read
Per
somewhere
episode or the whole season?
the whole series.
I was about ready to say that's insane.
So the whole series, supposedly it will be 5 seasons, and then the first season will cost 462 million. That's just the first season.
Jeez.
So I mean, they have all
If
the
they
money.
make it to 5 seasons.
That's the thing. We will see. We will see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because people actually, regardless of where and all the fun, people actually have to watch this fucking show before let's hold
Right.
the harvest for 5 when we haven't got through 1.
Mhm.
Right.
Regardless of diehard fans or new fan, like let's let everybody prove their muster first, and then we can talk about further seasons. Like that's getting a little too arrogant to me, but that's just
So-
my complaint.
Jester, since this happens 3,000 years before, maybe the female orcs will all die off, and then you have.
Well,
but
you know,
That could be a good
so,
story.
So this is the thing. Like, I won't know until I watch it, and I'm not going to judge this show until I watch it because who knows what has happened. We don't know.
Right.
So, but if it's just to change it, well, then piss off. But like, if it's going to be progressive to the story, then yeah, sure, why not? We'll see. I won't know, but I'm just saying that as the more information comes out, it doesn't reassure me in any way.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's Amazon Prime, and they have all the money, so they're just like,
Mm-hmm.
spend it. So we'll see. I mean, they could just say fuck it. There'll maybe be a handful of people watching it, but they're gonna be so arrogant and be like, we have all of it. We're
We'll
gonna make
see.
all of it. Who knows? We will see.
We
But
will
yeah,
see.
that's in September, and then of course in August we also get
Who cares? Who cares? The
House of
Game
the-
of Thrones Red Dragon fuck face. Yeah, we get
House of the
it.
Dragon, and then supposedly the Jon Snow working title series is Snow right now, and then I guess
That's what he's gonna be snorting. Snow.
Informa. Can we do the Informer song? Informa.
who wanted wings. Alrighty,
It's the one
so there you go. That was a
Yeah,
nice
let's go, 'cause
little.
I
I'm
gotta
sorry,
go
Jester.
read
I
it.
had to
I got
bring
some
that orc
fantastic
titties
for
out.
to read, so.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's good you brought it up because I would have forgotten it, and we would have.
I know,
forgotten.
but like we could have ended it like 10 minutes ago. But like
Well, that's
Jester's
fine.
like,
Yeah,
oh man.
we need to end it now because I got some fantastic for to read. So
Alrighty.
let's go.
Well, make sure Mr. Fantastic is smart.
I'm going
He's a
to. And
dumbass.
I'm gonna make sure he's extra stretchy too.
Alrighty.
Kind of like my cock. Yeah.
Thank you guys. See ya.
Later,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Night.